long National Hockey League season could end tonight. The New York Islanders face elimination at the hands of the Edmonton Oilers as the drive for 5 Stanley Cups is in trouble. Going back to Game 4 at Edmonton on Thursday night, the first period was less than a minute and a half old. The Islanders were in trouble right from there. Wayne Gretzky on a breakaway, something that he had been unable to do in the past. Gretzky with his first Stanley Cup final goal in 8 games, and Edmonton was on top of the Islanders 1-0. The captain had been held to 5 shots in the first 3 games, but when Dave Semenko gave him the breaking pass, Gretzky made no mistake on this shot, beating Bill Smith with the backhand. The Edmonton crowd rising to greet both Gretzky and his entire team. They were up 1-0. Oiler fans all over Canada now. The Islanders in trouble again in their own end of the ice. The defense unable to clear the puck after Anderson's shot, and Lindstrom backhanded it into the top of the net to make it 2-0. 32-year-old Willie Lindstrom getting his first Stanley Cup final goal. Edmonton leading 2-0 and forcing the New York Islanders to play Edmonton's type of game. They did adjust. Greg Gilbert got the puck to Brent Sutter to make the score 2-1 near the 14-minute mark of the first period. A neat behind-the-back pass from Gilbert to Brent Sutter, and the confidence was beginning to build at the Islander bench. However, it was not to be. We'll look again as Brent Sutter takes a perfect pass from Greg Gilbert. Sutter, the native of Viking, Alberta, not too far from Edmonton, has cut the margin to 2-1. But then the Islanders failed to pick up the puck in the Edmonton end of the ice after dumping it in around the boards. The fleet-footed Mark Messier races to left wing, gets in around the defense, puts it between the pads of Bill Smith, and that turned out to be the game-winning goal. Messier getting his 8th playoff goal, his 3rd goal in this series, and the Edmonton Oilers could sense the kill in game number 4. Messier, who had started the season as a left winger, then converted to the center ice position, had 37 regular season goals, but probably none of them felt as good as this one as he outraces the entire Islander team and beats Bill Smith to make it 3-1 before the first period had ended. Then in the second period, with the Islanders trailing 5-1, they get an opportunity. The 19-year-old rookie, Pat LaFontaine, never did get a shot on Andy Moog as he cut into the right side of the goal. And as happened so many times, the Edmonton Oilers bounced right back, carrying the play deep into the Islanders' zone, then finding the trailing defenseman. There is Paul Coffey through a screen, and Edmonton had themselves a 6-1 lead. The Islanders unable to score on the breakaway. Back comes Edmonton. Only one other defenseman in the history of the National Hockey League, WOR, had scored more points in a season than that man, Paul Coffey. And we look at it again from high overhead as the Oilers do what they do so well, find the trailing player, in this case Paul Coffey, and this goal made the score 6-1. The New York Islanders kept chipping away. Greg Gilbert again breaks up an Edmonton play, this while the Islanders were killing off the penalty, and here's the 32-year-old veteran Butch Goring, beaten by Andy Moog. Goring on a breakaway. He had 5 regular season goals against Edmonton, but he could not get the Islanders back into the hockey game here on Thursday night, despite this breakaway on a shorthanded situation. Andy Moog, who had replaced the starting goaltender Grant Fuhrer, goes to his left and beats Butch Goring. So the Islanders have been outscored 14-4 in 2 games in the city. Yes, the Oilers are in command as the next morning's paper greeted them. The Edmonton Journal saying, believe it, the Oilers are 1 win away from the Stanley Cup. In the Edmonton Sun, one more time, and that is the game coming up tonight. This morning's paper, Stanley Cup visions dancing in the Oiler heads. It's Christmas Eve in Edmonton. The Islanders filing by what has now turned out to be the spoilers' dressing room in their drive for 5. The drive has sputtered, but it has not stalled. The Oilers, in their 5th year in the National Hockey League, are trying to bring the cup to Western Canada for the first time since 1925, when Lester Patrick's Victoria Cougars won it all. The Oilers lead the Islanders 3-1. Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final is next on WOR TV. Stanley Cup champion New York Islanders hockey is brought to you by Michelob Light, an exceptional light beer with a rich, smooth taste. By the Bank of New York, the bank New Yorkers call their own. Datsun Nissan, builders of high-mileage, high-quality cars and trucks for 50 years. Available at your Datsun dealer. By the people of Eastern Airlines, they earn their wings every day. By Mobil Super Unleaded Gasoline. Mobil Super Unleaded. It's really powerful. This game brought to you by your New York, New Jersey Buick dealers. When your New York, New Jersey Buick dealer gives you a price, believe it. And by Canon, proud to be the world's leader in 35mm photography and the official camera of the 1984 Olympics.
Come on, I'll race you back. You gotta be kidding. For Michelob Light? Catch you later.
Michelob Light for the winner.
When a couple of guys really go at it like this for a beer, well, it is Michelob Light. The rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Michelob Light for the winners.
Too bad you missed that night back there.
Yeah, but I made this one.
Michelob Light.
Right from the start, Nissan has raced and won. At first, it was simple pride that drove us. Then winning became something more, a way to prove ourselves, to test our cars and trucks. Now, more than 20 years and 75 championships later, we're still out there proving that quality counts, turning tomorrow's technology into today's performance, putting it all into... See your Datsun dealer.
Commitment is what's happening today. Men are into relationships.
Many of the people who take advantage of NBO's amazingly low prices don't need to. They just enjoy our personal service and huge selection of fine menswear.
I'm sure you feel the same way I do.
At NBO, we have everything for the well-dressed man at amazingly low prices. Everything, except shoes.
Each year, people spend millions of dollars to ship pounds and pounds of air. That's because they're charged for a 2-pound envelope, even though they're only sending 1 pound. Isn't there a better way? Introducing the new Emery 1-pound urgent pouch. Stop paying 50% more than you have to. Call Emery, the air delivery service that charges you for the delivery, not the air.
WOR TV is live at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada for this Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final, the Islanders and the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton leading the series 3-1. Hi again, everybody. I'm Jakes McDonald with Ed Westfall here in Edmonton. Never before on their march to a Stanley Cup have the Islanders faced elimination. They're down 3-1. Oilers with home ice, a whole new situation for the Stanley Cup champions, Eddie.
That's what makes hockey so exciting in any sport when you think about it, Jakes. The Islanders are really up against it, particularly if they were trying to play the fans here in Edmonton. Along with me tonight, we're going to split the duties between Wayne Merrick and Bob Bourne. Bob will be here in the second period. Wayne, just quickly, can the Islanders pull this out?
Oh, I really think so. I've talked to most of the players today, and it seems very positive, and there's a lot of pressure. It really is, but we've been through it before.
For sure, you've been through it, Wayne. What do they have to do differently tonight to win the hockey game?
Well, I think we have to. The other night we were all going in different directions. We weren't really playing as a team and working hard. I know you hear that quite a bit. The team wasn't working hard, but that's really what it came down to for the last game. We just didn't put the effort in.
You've been in Stanley Cup finals and never faced elimination, though, in a final, but is it true in your mind that the fourth game, the game you have to win the cup, is the hardest?
Yes, it definitely is. There's a lot of pressure on Edmonton now, too. They're just wondering, they'd like to win this one tonight. They don't want to have to go back to the island, that's for sure.
What do you envision now at the beginning of a hockey game that's so emotional, so power-packed? What do you envision in the first 10 minutes of this hockey game?
Well, I know they're going to be skating out there, trying to get the jump. That first goal is so important in a game like this.
Would you say it could almost be the turning point in a hockey game like this, first goal?
I think so, Eddie. Whoever gets that first goal, it's really going to lift the team up, and I think they're off to a good start.
Wiener will look for you at the end of the first period. Now let's go back over and join Jakes McDonald.
All right, Eddie, from the Northlands Coliseum, here's the singing of the Canadian national anthem. over 17,000 as the game goes to the hands of that man, Bryan Lewis. The referee for tonight's game, joined by Ray Scapanello to the right, John DeMico to the left. Their number of years of experience in the National Hockey League. In goal for the New York Islanders, no surprise, it's 33-year-old Bill Smith. His playoff goals against average now at 2.67 as he tries to be a winner for the 13th time this playoff go-round. And there is Andy Moog, who replaced Grant Fuhr for game number 4. Moog with a 2.96 goals against average, 3 wins and no losses. No changes for the New York Islanders as far as their lineup is concerned tonight. Al Arbor has set out a forward line of Brian Trottier with Pat Flatley and Clark Gillies. On defense, Thomas Johnson and Denis Potvin. Messier at center ice for Edmonton. Nystrom on the right, Anderson on the left, and this is Flatley shooting it in wide of Moog. Off the stick, right to Gillies. He moves in, gets checked. Messier tied up by Brian Trottier, and the puck went loose. Flatley unable to pick it up, however. Potvin waits, now dumps it right back in. Gillies races it after it. It came off the stick of Lowe and is cleared into center ice. Thomas Johnson to Trottier. Trottier, long slap shot steered aside by Moog as the Islanders put on the early pressure. We've played 30 seconds. Trottier trying to get it to the blue line. It was broken up. Brought out by Nystrom. Now to Anderson. Potvin gets a piece of him at center ice. Potvin with the puck. Goes to the Edmonton line. They have 4 men back quickly, forcing Potvin to dump it in. Moog leaves it behind the net. He plays it out on the right side, but now play has been called, and referee Bryan Lewis has pointed at Kevin Lowe.
It could be a too many men on the ice situation. I'm not sure yet, Jiggs, but the whistle blew quickly. A break in the action here. No score in the first minute of play. Will return in a moment.
What a bummer. Another engine we can't mess up.
How could Mobil do this to me?
Yeah, improve their super unleaded gasoline.
It's really powerful.
Higher octane is so...
Knocking and pinging is becoming a lost art.
Yeah. I just hope nobody else finds out how good their new gasoline is. How could they find out?
Mobil could make a television commercial.
Willie Nystrom goes to the penalty box, but the penalty is not to him, it's to his team. Too many men on the ice. That's the problem when you have a team like Edmonton, over-anxious. They get too many men on the ice within the first minute of play. Opportunity, big one for the Islanders.
The Islanders have scored 4 power play goals in the series, and they went right to the front of the net, where Andy Moog covered up in the puck.
It's that emotion, Jiggs, excuse me, it's that emotion that they have to try and control. They've got to put all of the energies that they have, rather than tire themselves out with the emotion, they've got to do it with skating and playing their game.
On this forward line, LaFontaine is at center ice. Mike Bossy and Greg Gilbert, the other forwards. The puck came back to Persson, and his shot was blocked. Gilbert picks it up. Got it to LaFontaine. Turns here on right wing. Gilbert now back to Persson. Over to Paul Baudelaire. Lets the shot go, and it was blocked. Comes back to Persson. Into Gilbert. Back to the blue line and outside the line before Baudelaire recovered it. Stefan Persson to the Edmonton blue line, trying to clean on the left side. His drop pass was broken up. Greg gets checked. There's LaFontaine at the side of the net. Tried to feed Bossy. Turns, gives it to Gilbert. Gilbert's drive through a screen, and Moog got it stick on that. Jari Kurri dumps it down the boards, forcing the Islanders to go back. 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining in the penalty, and the puck came right off Baudelaire's stick and on target as Anderson forechecked very quickly for Edmonton. This is Bossy starting out. The pass to Johnson. Comes over the Edmonton line around the check of Fogelin. Johnson's shot was deflected by Kurri and goes up into the seats.
A new intensity in the Islanders' game, Jiggs. No one knows it better. Of course, Glenn Sather knows what he has to have his team doing. Not making foolish mistakes. They've already made one. Too many men on the ice, and the Islanders are on a power play. Some of the holes that the Islanders have opened up on this power play already, although sacrifices by the Edmonton Oilers defense and their forwards. Messier went out early in the penalty and blocked the shot. Right there, Mike Bossy, a good look at him. Somebody that's going to have to score goals if the Islanders are successful.
There's Gillies in the goal crease as Trottier centered it. Trottier again, checked back to the net this time. Gillies picks it up. Around the boards to Bossy. Bossy moves in out of the face-off circle, gave it to Janssen at the point. His shot is grabbed by Moog, and he held it long enough for a face-off. Gillies was in the goal crease, working there along with Lowe. As you take a look at Clark Gillies, who has had a big playoff series, both in this one and throughout the previous wins over the Rangers, Washington, and Montreal.
There's the play. Clark Gillies couldn't get his stick on the puck. He waved at it a couple of times, and that's what happened with Anderson down at the other end when Paul Boudelier put it right on Anderson's stick.
Well, Gillies fed it back to Janssen over to Potvin. To the corner, intended for Gillies, but broken up, and Messier clears it out to center ice where Potvin knocked it down. Trottier slaps it in off the boards. Half a minute to play in the penalty time. Gillies ran into Lowe as Trottier picks up the puck. Around to Clark Gillies. Back of the net to Bossy. Out to the point. That's Janssen with it to Potvin. Potvin's drive, deflected by Fogelin, came to the side of the net, and there's Lowe. Up to Messier, and he has dumped it into center ice, forcing Potvin to go back. The Islanders have had one shot on goal with this man advantage. As Trottier comes over center ice, Tonelli trails the play. The puck cleared by Huddy. It hit Trottier. Games are at 6 aside as Nystrom steps into Paul Coffey with a thundering check. Long pass to Lindstrom on right wing. Dropped it back. There's a shot from Hughes that went wide of Smith. Rebounds out into the center ice zone. Coffey over to Huddy. Huddy shoots it in offside. They'll get a play stoppage in the center ice zone. There is no score. Opening period of game number 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals live on WOR TV.
All the way. Support the home team all the way.
Now you can give Olympic gold and silver because for the first time, the U.S. Treasury is issuing Olympic commemorative coins. They're beautiful gifts or keepsakes, and the precious metal you buy could help win Olympic medals.
Be part of the dream today. Support the home team all the way home.
At many banks, coin dealers, fine stores, savings and loans, and post offices.
Lining up in the center ice area for this face-off. Brent Sutter is out to take the draw. Tonelli is on the left. Nystrom is on the right. Boudelier and Morrow together on defense. Boudelier gave it to Tonelli. Gregg on top of him. Brent Sutter comes into the Edmonton zone. The pass to Nystrom just out of his reach. Nystrom knocked Honecker off the puck, and it ends up behind the net for McClellan. Tonelli over to forecheck. McClellan cleared it to center, went off the stick of Hughes and right into the penalty box. Now Tonelli having words with McClellan. Nystrom right in the middle of it as well. Sticks up. Didn't appear to be any damage done in the way of penalties, but some messages being delivered, Eddie.
No question, Jiggs. The messages are delivered. They've been delivered every night. The Islanders trying to send the idea through to Edmonton that they're in for a tough night. Bob Nystrom making his presence felt. Here's the play. John Tonelli got the elbow up on Kevin McClellan. McClellan gave him a tap with the stick, and when McClellan and Tonelli confronted each other, Bob Nystrom came in.
The puck dumped into the Edmonton zone following the draw. Ends up in the far corner. Will be picked up by Gregg. Up the wing to Hughes. Out to McClellan. Off his skates. Cleared back by Morrow. So the Oilers chase it into their own zone. Jackson across to Gregg. Big Edmonton defenseman missed Honecker with the pass. It's loose in the Islanders zone. Boudelier back to pick it up, and we have an icing call against Edmonton. This city of just over 500,000 has been a city of winners in the past. They had the Grey Cup championship team, Canada's #1 football team for many years. But the city is more excited about the Stanley Cup possibilities than they were about the Grey Cup, I'm told. Any celebrating tonight won't be all that spontaneous. They've been planning for the past 24 hours or more on how they're going to handle tonight's festivities.
Of course, bigger plans than this have been spoiled before, Jiggs, and we've talked about the fact that if there's a team that could stem the onslaught that Edmonton has produced in the last 2 games, it has to be the Islanders. But they're going to have to initiate. They're going to have to make Edmonton play their kind of hockey, and they'll have to establish that now, early in the game.
LaFontaine getting the draw to Flatley to Gillies, and a shot went off his stick and up into the seats. They're ruling that it was an Islander stick that made contact with it, it appears, although, well, no, they're going to face off inside the Edmonton end. Ryan Lewis, but first indicated that it would be outside, but not so. They played almost 4 minutes of this first period at Flatley. At LaFontaine and Clark Gillies for the Islanders. The puck cleared to the left wing boards following the face-off. Lowe got it to Messier. Linsman drops it back in over his own line for Fogelin. A delayed penalty call in effect against the Islanders. Edmonton gets their goaltender out. A long pass up the right side for Linsman. Put it right on Flatley's stick. He put it into an empty net, but the whistle, of course, nullifies any chance on that one. And the Islanders will be shorthanded now. There's a break in the action. The Islanders nothing, the Edmonton Oilers nothing.
The hands of Concord Mariner SG Calendar. The hands of Joe Montana, star quarterback, Super Bowl 16. The Concord Mariner SG makes the bulky sports watch passé. Swiss, water-resistant, streamlined, quartz-accurate. The Concord Mariner SG Calendar.
The only time I can't wear it is in a game. They won't let me.
Handcrafted from stainless steel and 14-karat gold, or all 14-karat gold. The Concord Mariner SG Calendar.
First penalty to the Islanders goes to Pat Flatley, an elbowing penalty at 4:09. Here comes Flatley. Look at the arm go up, much like John Tonelli. That one on Kevin Lowe. Tonelli got his into the face of Kevin McClellan.
Gretzky is out to take the face-off. He, Semenko, and Kurri, the Edmonton forwards. Goring and Kaller, the Islander forwards, trying to kill it off. Huddy checked as he got to the Islander line. Goring's pass intercepted by Gretzky. Steps in on left wing with a drive. Smith makes the glove save. Dropped it for Morrow. Eddie Morrow played it away from Semenko. Knocked down. Huddy's shot went high and wide. Here's Kurri in the left wing corner to Gretzky. He's checked, and Butch Goring takes a look and then fires it down the ice. 30 seconds gone in the penalty. Coffey starting out for Edmonton. Comes over the center ice stripe, across the Islander line, cuts to the left side, in deep, centered it, right back to the blue line for Huddy. Charlie Huddy to Messier, to Huddy, now to Gretzky. Back it goes to Huddy, fires one off the stick, it's loose in front, Kurri backhands it high over the crossbar. Greg Gilbert picks it up. Can't get away from Gretzky's check. Now to Messier. Out in front, there's Kurri. Backs into the corner, trying to make the play. Gave it to Huddy. To Coffey. Oh, Coffey shot. Smith the save. Big rebound, and Kurri couldn't make contact with it. Kurri twice has had chances, and the Islanders now clear it down the ice. Back for it is Coffey. 43 seconds remaining in the penalty against Pat Flatley. This is Kurri. Over center ice, has Greg with him. 3 Islanders back. Left it for Gretzky into Kurri, and he mishandled it. Jari Kurri check. Gretzky picks it up now. Gretzky on it right at Persson. It comes back to the point for Greg. To the corner, Linsman gave it to Gretzky, to Kurri, and it's cleared wide by Persson. Persson and launches it on defense. Gretzky centers to the side of the net. Linsman had trouble with it. So does Gretzky, and Brent Sutter starts out. Sutter with 10 seconds to kill in the penalty. Across to Kaller. Anders Kaller checked at the Edmonton blue line. Here's Anderson turning with it. Cuts to the right wing. Over the Islander line. Got bumped. McClellan lets it go. Smith right up at the top of the goal crease made the save. Now Greg fires it wide. There's McClellan back of the net. Persson is knocked down. The puck is underneath him. Play has been called. The penalty to Flatley has expired. So the team's at 6 aside. A break in the action. This game is scoreless.
You know what's really embarrassing? When you're misled by some tricky advertising, and you stand in the middle of the showroom like an idiot, and the salesman's going, "Yeah, well, that price is for a totally stripped car." I mean, if you're gonna give me the price of a car, give me the price of a real car.
When your Buick dealer gives you a price, believe it.
I mean, don't insult my intelligence.
Good opportunities for Edmonton, Jigs. Had some better ones than the Islanders when they had the power play. A couple of them shot right over the net. Here's the jolt by Kevin McClellan on Persson, who went down, covered the puck.
Now back to the live action as Tonelli shoots it in around the boards. Bossy comes in on the right wing. Got tangled up with Hughes, and the puck goes loose. Boudelier over on the opposite side. Got it back of the net to Trottier, to Tonelli. Tonelli rounds the net, stuffs it into the goal crease, and Moog makes a save and holds on as Lowe goes after Tonelli. Bossy and Trottier in there as well. The 2 Islander defensemen have stayed out above the hash marks in the face-off circle, so they will drop the puck in deeper.
A lot of intense action around the net. Here's the miss by Jari Kurri a moment ago. Look at here, he got Billy Smith down. The shot right over the top of the net. He had the whole top to put it in. And as he was turning, a little off balance, his shot up over the crossbar, missing.
That was more like a field goal attempt.
Yeah, it was on target. It was just a little too high, if you could have it that little too high in a field goal.
Ball starts from the face-off. Trottier, Tonelli, and Bossy, the Islander forwards.
Here's the action around Andy Moog in net. Kevin Lowe covering at the side on John Tonelli.
John Tonelli without a goal in the last dozen playoff games. Playing the left wing with Trottier and Bossy right now. Boudelier and Morrow, the Islander defense. Messier moves in for Edmonton. Got the draw. Trottier went in after it. It's picked up by Tonelli. Off his skates, however. Messier is checked. Here's Tonelli turning. He shoots. Moog makes the save and clutches it right on his shoulder.
Best stop of the game so far, Jakes. Andy Moog held his position. Hard shot. The Islanders looking for the top of the net. John Tonelli, a mistake by Edmonton. Cashed in. Look at the play by Bossy. Gets it to Tonelli. There's the shot. With Andy Moog out on the top of the crease, taking it off the shoulder. Here's the play. Tonelli turned quickly. Knew he had to get away in a hurry. With Bryan Trottier trying to create some havoc in front of the net. Bossy gives it to Tonelli, and he rips a hard shot off the right shoulder of Andy Moog.
LaFontaine has come out with Flatley and Gillies. Johnson and Potvin on defense. Linsman facing off for Edmonton. Linsman got the draw. It's picked up by Lowe. Back to Linsman. Long pass up the right side to Lumley. Dave Lumley waits for some help to arrive, but did not. The puck goes to the near corner. Flatley kicks it behind the net for Potvin. Potvin up the middle. It missed LaFontaine. Lowe elbows him, and the puck is loose down to the Edmonton end of the ice. Linsman is chased by Flatley as they go back to the net. But Linsman got his stick tangled up in the goal. Lost it, but now is able to freeze the puck and force a face-off to the right of Andy Moog.
No question of the intensity in the hockey game. Ken Linsman picking himself up. He took on Pat Flatley. A lot of players in the playoffs have tried to do that. Flatley is just too good and too strong on his skates. Look at all the players. You got 5 of them all in there after the puck. Players know how much possession of the puck means. Pat LaFontaine knows as he gets ready to take the face-off.
LaFontaine against Messier on this draw. Messier got it to the corner. Fogelin banks it to Lowe. Flatley stepped into Fogelin after he'd made the play, and now Lowe brings the puck into center ice. Shot it in off the boards. Smith goes back to the net to knock it away from Lumley, and there's Langevin. Dave Langevin fed it out into center ice. Oilers back quickly. Huddy has given it to Coffey. Paul Coffey, long pass out of the reach of Gretzky. Langevin chases it, did not get there first. Pearson did, but we're getting a penalty on the play. Referee Brian Lewis signaling a penalty with a break in the action here. The score remains. The Islanders nothing, the Oilers nothing.
Thinking about throwing in the towel?
No, think about making it Michelob Light for the winners.
Your serve.
Would good friends really play this hard for a beer? Well, it is Michelob Light, the rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Michelob Light for the winners.
Boy, I need help with my serve.
Tom will help you.
First, you remove the cap.
Michelob Light.
The play was going for icing. Lumley was chasing after the puck on one side of the net. Gretzky along with Dave Langevin. There goes Langevin. There goes Gretzky. Here goes Lumley. See Stefan Pearson reached out, pulled Lumley down, but he got a high sticking penalty. Either way, he's in the box for 2 minutes.
The Islanders short-handed break in. Potvin shot is blocked by Moog. Coffey starting out in the Edmonton defense. The pass off Kurri's stick recovered by Potvin. Turn, shoots it in over the Edmonton blue line. Coming back for it is Paul Coffey. The Islanders have killed off 30 penalties of 31 that they faced in the last few playoff games. This is Greg Gilbert getting it back to Potvin. Off the boards and down into the Edmonton end. It's recovered by Huddy. They gave it to Kurri. Kurri and Anderson interchange positions. Now come to center ice with Kurri shooting it in. Smith plays it back to the net. Morrow rides Anderson into the end boards, and there's Potvin with it. Kurri And Anderson then double-teamed Potvin, but they managed to play it around to the corner. Huddy in quickly. Gretzky's centering attempt in outside the line. Picked up by Coffey. Put it right on Goring's stick. Now to Kaller. Breaks it over the line. Kaller gets checked. And the puck goes to the corner. Anderson fed it back behind the net, and Coffey starts out. 50 seconds left in the penalty to Persson. Messier checked at the Islander line, and Gregg goes back in a hurry. Brent Sutter has come out. Moved into forecheck. He and Greg Gilbert are the forwards. Lindstrom across the line, working on Langevin. Gets turned around in the corner and knocked down. Langevin and Gretzky battled for it. Lindstrom got it to Messier, to the blue line. This is Gregg. A big slap shot is blocked by Gilbert. Gregg goes to the right wing boards and shot it up into the seats. 25 seconds remaining in Stefan Persson's penalty.
Edmonton not reacting well, Jakes. Good penalty killing, sacrificing on the side of the Islanders. Greg Gilbert, what a job he's done out killing this penalty as he did the other night. Butch Goring, always a workhorse for the Islanders in this situation. Here's the play to Anders Kaller. Paul Coffey reaches out, flicked it off the stick of Kaller. Kaller needed a half a stride more, and he was off and running on a breakaway, but a good move by Coffey knocked the puck away.
Lindstrom, Messier, and Lindstrom are the forwards for Edmonton. Brent Sutter facing off against Lindstrom. The puck went to Potvin, and he pulls it away from Lindstrom's forechecking. Potvin over the Edmonton blue line. The pass to Brent Sutter. The slap shot. Moog steers it aside, and there's Kevin Lowe. Lowe up the right side for Fogelin. Fogelin put it right on the stick of Gilbert, and it was picked up by Lowe. Lowe shoots it around the boards, and that does it as far as Persson's penalty is concerned. Sutter tying up his man. Messier came in, and the Islanders are able to get it to Persson. Stefan Persson moves over center ice. Pokes it into the Edmonton zone as the Islanders go for a player change. Fogelin winds up. Moves it to the right wing, but out of Messier's reach. That forces Langevin to chase it. Langevin takes a hit. Got the pass to Tonelli. Trottier moves up with him. Bossy on the right side. Tonelli holding on to the puck. Put it into the middle of the ice, and Bossy was covered all the way. Good check by Jackson. Jackson and Tonelli go to the corner board. Jackson gets wrestled around by Tonelli. They continue to push and shove at one another. The puck comes up the left wing. Messier has it. Mark Messier. Across the Islander line. Waited for Lindstrom to move in, then shot it wide. It comes off the boards and out into center ice for Jackson. Over it goes to Gregg. They played 10 minutes in the opening period. Tonelli stepped into Gregg. McClelland is checked by Langevin. Pat LaFontaine dug the puck off the boards. Picks it up again at center ice. Steps over the Edmonton line. LaFontaine tried to wrestle in around Jackson, and his shot was blocked. Comes to the left wing for Conacher. Pat Conacher replacing the injured Hunter. Comes in on this left wing side. Trying to make the play for Edmonton. Is checked by Janssen. Now gets it back of the net. Gretzky goes to the far side. They can't get the puck to him. Hughes being tied up by LaFontaine. Now Conacher gives it to Gretzky. Centered it out in front. Flatley took the man. The puck comes loose. This is Hughes. Into the corner for Conacher. Flatley stepped into him. Then Janssen came in as well. Flatley has dug the puck off the boards. Got it to the blue line. Shot was blocked by LaFontaine, and Flatley comes over the line. Couldn't get the puck to LaFontaine, and there's Huddy turning on the Edmonton defense. Played it out of the reach of Hughes. Boudelier goes back. All Boudelier's pass is blocked at the Islander blue line. Gretzky moves in off the right wing, is checked by Gillies. Now Semenko goes for it. Back to the net. Semenko being checked by LaFontaine. Good job by LaFontaine on big Semenko. Kenny Morrow has given the puck to Flatley. Starts out of his own zone. Flatley dumps it in to the far corner. In quickly is Boudelier. Overskated the puck. Jari Kurri with it now. Kurri, a breaking pass for Gretzky. Gretzky cuts in off right wing. Shoots. He scores. He did it in game 4, and he's done it here again tonight. The Islanders get hot. Gretzky breaks away. They had him for a moment, but he broke away the second time with a good effort. Here's the play. Jari Kurri all the way up the ice. Ken Morrow in pursuit. Gretzky goes in alone. Nystrom went to him. Billy Smith thought he had the puck. Gretzky slid it underneath him, and it's 1-0. His 12th goal of the playoffs. Gretzky, with this move, went to the backhand, to the forehand, and just got it underneath Billy Smith. Smith, right here. Paul Boudelier overskated the puck.
There's the pass by Jari Kurri, right up to the center ice mark. And the most dangerous guy to let go on a breakaway, Gretzky, has made it 1-0.
Well, the Islanders down by a goal, forced to catch up here in game number 5 of the Stanley Cup final if they're to extend the series. The shots are even, 5 by each team. Gretzky's goal comes at 12:08 of period 1. The Oilers just missed a great opportunity. Lumley now back to low. He's checked by Nystrom. Nystrom and Gilbert move up 2-on-1. Bob Nystrom moves in deep, but offside is the call. Gilbert got ahead of the puck carrier over on left wing. A break in the action. The Oilers lead the Islanders 1-0.
At the age of 14, I discovered the secret. Pick the one thing you do best and work at it. So while every other kid was trying to be the next Iceman, I would hit the boys. Because I figure that you ain't got the ball, you can't shoot the ball.
Set for the face-off at the Edmonton line. The Oilers dump the puck deeper into their own zone. Back for it is Randy Gray. Bossy, Trottier, and Tonelli, the Islander forwards. Gregg's effort to clear it out was tipped up into the seats, and they'll face off to the right of Andy Moog.
Wayne Gretzky broke away. Look at here, a good opportunity to go ahead 2-0. Look at Lumley come cruising in. Look at here, whole net to shoot it into, and he missed the puck. Hockey players stay awake all night long thinking about things like that. Coaches do also.
This crowd in Edmonton now hoping to stay awake all night themselves, celebrating. Potvin shot hit the linesman, Scapanello. Bossy poked it to the side of the net where Jackson picked it up. Gave it to McClellan, went rink wide to Anderson. Johnson knocked it away from him. Jackson has it again at center ice. Overled Jackson. Bossy shoots it into the Edmonton end of the ice. Messier on left wing. Missed Lindstrom with the pass. Here's Trottier, but he was offside when he knocked it down. Brought it in at the Edmonton line. Our congratulations today to the Ottawa 67s, the best junior hockey team in all of Canada. They were the winners of the Memorial Cup today, defeating the Kitchener Rangers 7-2. Boy, 7-2 has been a popular score this week.
No question, Diggs, with both games here at the Northlands Coliseum. Edmonton 7-2 twice over the Islanders. Here they lead 1-0 on Wayne Gretzky's 12th goal at 12:08 of the first period.
Some Islander or Oiler fans, have the opinion that this is Billy's last act. Referring, of course, to Bill Smith. One of the big signs up tonight says Billy Goat. He admits he did not play well in the 2 games here. Lumley stick handling right through the Islander defense. Shot it just wide of Bill Smith. Lensman comes out of the corner. It's checked by Langevin. Ozar goes in after the puck. He is checked by Goring, and it's been dumped down into the Edmonton end of the ice. Edmonton could have played it as the rule. Coffey rather nonchalanted it to Huddy. Now up to Lumley, and he dumps it up the boards. Linsman chases it. Pearson tries to cut him off. Linsman puts on the brake, centers, and Smith clears out of side. Here's Linsman putting it out in front again, but Pearson is there. Failed to clear it out. Coffey in deep. Centers off Linsman and wide of the net. Lumley going for it. Gets checked to the Islanders. Cleared. Ozar held it to the line. They rolled, and now it's intercepted, and Kaller gets a break. Linsman diving. Kaller got it away from him. Headed back, but out of the reach of Goring. It's picked up by Lumley. Dave Lumley to Gretzky. Slap shot at the point was blocked. Gretzky races it after it. It's picked up by Smith, and he'll hold on for the face-off.
You see the move that Gretzky made, Jake, without the puck. When he went to Billy Smith, Smith went to pick up the puck. Gretzky immediately went to his right, to the left of Billy Smith, thinking that Smith may unload it. Gretzky was trying to anticipate the play. Here's Gretzky, fake the shot. Good check on him. The puck went in behind. That was Flatley with the check. Look at Gretzky now. Look where he's heading to his right. He has a hunch that maybe Billy Smith was going to unload it over to his left, and he wanted to be there.
Great puck sense, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah, he knows where everybody is on the ice. I think he knows who's sitting on the bench and where.
Now Fogelin dumps the puck in around the boards in the Islander end. It'll be picked up on right wing. LaFontaine. Long pass cut off at center by Fogelin. Boudelier back, shot it off the boards. LaFontaine unable to recover it. Here's Lowe taking Semenko's pass. Gretzky cruises toward the net. Lowe has dumped it to the far corner. Semenko, it's checked by Boudelier and Gillies. LaFontaine ran into Kurri, and the puck goes to Gretzky. LaFontaine on top of him. Kicks it ahead for Clark Gillies. To the corner, Boudelier dumps it around the right wing, and this is Pat Flatley, bumped by Semenko. Lowe fired one toward the net, was blocked, and comes out to center ice. Oilers regroup at their own line. A little less than 5 minutes to play in the opening period. Kurri just got away from LaFontaine. Dropped it to Gretzky, to Kurri, and Boral got a stick in front of that pass. Picking it up is Tonelli. Comes up the left wing boards. LaFontaine trailing. Tonelli heads for the front of the net. A backhander. Good stop by Moog. Potvin's rebound is blocked. Kurri had it in front, and now with help from Jackson, they've shot it down into the Islander end. It'll be called back for icing, but Moog has come up with his best play of this first period.
He's been a hero a couple of times in the first period, Jake. You remember the stop he made off John Tonelli a moment ago. Another good one off Potvin.
The drive for 5. WOR with a special presentation of the Stanley Cup playoffs next Saturday night at 7:30 Eastern Time, and again on Sunday, May 27th at 4:30. Make note of those dates and times. Drive for 5. Saturday, May 26th at 7:30, Sunday at 4:30.
John Tonelli led the drive. There's the backhand shot. Moog made a good a stop off it. There's the drive by Potvin. Point blank, a beauty. Look at the coverage by Edmonton. They get in there quickly to take away the rebound. The first one, though, good backhand shot by Tonelli and a hard drive by Potvin. Andy Moog got both of them.
Trottier on the face-off. Got it to Tonelli, but he was checked immediately. Vogelin picks it up. Gave it to Anderson. Off his stick and right into the Edmonton players' bench. 4 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in this first period.
It's paramount, Jags, again, that the Islanders do not fall behind by any more than one. One goal is something they can make up, get the game back to even. Let's take a look at John Tonelli as he tries to get it evened up. That's a good backhand shot. Moog couldn't control it. There's the drive by Potvin with Pat Flatley standing right in front of Andy Moog. Moog got it both. They also need some scoring from John Tonelli if they're to be successful. He's done it in the past. Come up with the big goals. They're going to need them here in this hockey game.
Now Trottier and McClelland on the face-off. Tonelli got the puck back to Janssen. Off the boards. Lowe picked it up, comes over the line, dropped it for Conacher, then went after it himself. Got it to the corner where Conacher and Tonelli bumped together. Janssen stepped in for the puck. Takes a hit. The puck goes loose. Tonelli all over top of Conacher, knocking him down. Comes up the boards with it, getting it to Mike Bossy. Bossy into center ice. 3-on-2 as the Islanders came over the line, and Bossy couldn't make the play. Edmonton has dumped it into center ice. Tonelli going after McClelland. Play is called. Offside is the situation. 3 minutes, 44 seconds left in the opening period.
The Oshawa native, Kevin McClelland.
Both teams making player changes. McClelland going back to the Edmonton bench, and the Islanders making some defensive changes. Boudelier and Morrow comes out, and Nystrom comes out on right wing, along with Brent Sutter and Greg Gilbert. There's Bob Johnson, the coach of the Calgary Flames. He and his wife have been in attendance for all 3 of these games. Now Gilbert with the puck. Back to the point to Boudelier. Around to Bob Nystrom. Battled Greg for control of it. Unable to center it. Now gets it out in front of the net. It went off. Gilbert, picked up. Nystrom's shot is blocked. It was in the goal crease and recovered by Lindstrom. Well, Anderson got it wide of Bill Smith. Going back for it is Morrow. He gets tied up. Double team. Nystrom comes in. Lindstrom trying to put it off to the side of the net. Did. Messier goes to the corner as Bill Smith was way out of the net. Messier works it back to the goal. Smith took a swing at it. It comes to the side of the net and is covered by Bill Smith. Anderson and Nystrom wrestling around a little bit. 3 minutes and 4 seconds left in the period.
Every inch of Bob Nystrom is going to be put into a hockey game like this. He's done it before. He's made the big plays. Look at the concentration as he goes after. Oh, that's a rock shot, that one. Headhunting. It's done on both sides. Both teams are handing it out with vicious abandon. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the New York Islanders and is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the New York Islanders is prohibited.
Gretzky with the puck following the draw. Couldn't get it on Lumley's stick. Gillies trying to knock it out of there. Could not. Potvin overskates it. Gretzky centers it back to the blue line. Kurri over to Coffey, and his shot went off LaFontaine. Semenko gets checked back in the goal. Bryan Trottier comes up the right side for the Islanders. Works on Coffey, cuts to the left. Over the Edmonton line, his pass went off Gillies' skates and recovered by Kurri. Gretzky moves up, it's 3-on-1. Gretzky in deep, shoots, he scores!
The Islanders opening it up a little bit. They had Potvin moving up quickly across Edmonton's blue line, but the pass went off the skate, and away went the Edmonton Oilers 3-on-1. There's the play off the skate. Jari Kurri in front of Potvin takes off. There goes Semenko. Here comes Gretzky. Look at the play made. Right along the ice between the legs of Billy Smith. And it's 2-0 as Gretzky leads his team in what the Edmonton Oilers hope will be the last game of the season. Right between the legs of Billy Smith. Here's the 3-on-1. As Gretzky closes in, he's got several options. One of them is to shoot, and that's what he did.
17:26, the time of the goal. Edmonton leading now 2-0 on a pair of goals by number 99, Wayne Gretzky. Potvin unable to clear the puck out of his own zone. Johnson gets it across to Flatley on right wing. At Flatley, checked by Linsman, and the puck goes into the Edmonton bench for a play stoppage. Well, they held Gretzky in check for the first 3 games of this series. They got loose for a couple on Thursday night. And here is his second of this game.
Kurri drops it to Wayne Gretzky. Look at Semenko moving in on the far side. Billy Smith was watching him, thinking the pass may go to Dave Semenko, but Gretzky, as soon as Smith moved his legs, slid the puck right between them.
That was Gretzky's 100th goal this season, including the regular 80-game schedule, of which he played 74 games. 100 goals. Now the Islanders forced back into their own end. Langevin gave it to Persson. To Dwayne Sutter, who's out for the first time tonight, sends Kaller over the line. Anders Kaller gets in deep. Made the play to Sutter, and he knocked it away to the corner. Had Moog beaten, it appeared, but couldn't get the puck by him. Here's McClellan to Lowe. Lowe plays it up the left side. Posar's dumped it into center ice, and across comes Langevin. A minute and a half remaining in the first period. Langevin to Kaller. It went off his stick to Anderson. Anderson gets bumped. Puck went to the left wing corner, and Persson is back. It hit McClellan on his effort to clear it out. Right at the side of the net. Langevin gets double teamed. The puck goes loose for Kaller. Off his skates to Langevin. Falls. Anderson right on top of them, and there's no further play. Now Dwayne Sutter mixing it up.
Sutter went right after Anderson. I guess he felt that Anderson deliberately took advantage of Dave Langevin. Langevin fell on the puck when Anderson came roaring in. Anderson gets up slowly. Sutter will get at least one penalty. We'll have to wait for the assessment by the referee, Brian Lewis. Let's take a look. There's Langevin falling. Here comes Anderson in. Anderson got in there with the skates. That's what Dwayne Sutter thought. Maybe just a little too quick. Sutter went right after him. Has gone to the penalty box. So far, they're showing only one penalty. 2 minutes for roughing, I would have to guess, for Dwayne Sutter.
2 minutes for roughing.
Sutter for roughing, and he's got some problems behind him. Some fans irritating him. Something has been thrown, and Dwayne Sutter now is pointing out who the culprits were.
Some fans behind the penalty box trying to get involved maybe with the game. Sutter was squirting water up there between the crack and the glass, but obviously somebody has either said something or done something to upset him even more.
Well, whoever upset him is going to be asked to leave. They're explaining they pay big money for those seats.
Well, they do, and of course, the problem with that is that possibly, you know, only on the word of Dwayne Sutter, but he isn't in there worrying about fans. Somebody must have thrown something at him.
Immediately following Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals, New York Mets baseball. The Mets are in San Diego. We'll have coverage of that game immediately following this game, coming to you live from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. Edmonton 2, the Islanders nothing. Both goals scored by Wayne Gretzky. There's Glenn Anderson. He got Wayne Sutter upset. Sutter off now with that roughing penalty. Oilers, who have had trouble making their power play work against the Islanders, could really run it up here. Gretzky handling the puck in the corner. Unable to center it, hit Morrow. This is Messier. Out to Anderson, and Smith got in front of that. The Islanders clear it down the ice.
Big stop by Billy Smith, Jags. Close in, a beauty. It meant a lot. Gives the Islanders a little more of a breath. 3-0, something they may not be able to catch.
Messier starting out. Brent Sutter forces him wide, knocked him down with the check. Gretzky have trouble handling the puck, and there's Potvin with it. Danny Potvin into center ice. Gives it to Brent Sutter. Got it away from Huddy, then ran into John D'Amico. Anderson went in after it, couldn't make contact. Potvin starts up. Potvin dumps it into the Edmonton end. Going back for it is Coffey. 23 seconds left in this period. Coffey moves it up left wing to Kurri, off his stick, right to Goring. Goring to Kaller. Is checked in turn by Kurri of Edmonton, and this is Huddy. Back to Kurri. Kurri is over the line with Lindsman and Gretzky. The pass intended for Lindsman went astray. Gretzky picks it up. Turns a couple of times on the left wing board. Centering attempt back to the point. As the siren sounds, ending the period, it was drilled wide of the net by Gregg. And 47 seconds remains in the penalty to Dwayne Sutter when the second period will begin. But at the end of one period here at the Northlands Coliseum, it's the Edmonton Oilers 2, the New York Islanders nothing. We'll be back with a recap right after these messages.
Canon is proud to be the official 35mm camera of the 1984 Olympics. Like gold medalist Jennifer Chandler, it takes precision to perform at this level. Here, the Canon AE-1 program performs, capturing Chandler's high-diving artistry through Canon's high technology.
And it's so simple, you flip for it.
Canon's AE-1 program, so advanced, it's simple.
Enter the Canon Photo Contest and win a trip to the 1984 Olympics. Details at dealers.
Working hard against the clock could mean perspiration odor. Gillette's Right Guard stick is so potent, one application destroys odor-causing bacteria on contact and for up to 24 hours.
Last year, one phrase seemed to be on everyone's lips.
Goodbye.
Goodbye?
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Because of the Bank of New York's Goodbye Loan. Which helped people say goodbye to their old cars, their old bathrooms, even their old boats. This year, we'd like to make still more loans. So come into the Bank of New York.
Thanks.
And ask for a goodbye loan by name.
Hello?
After a long business trip, the last thing you need is a hassle at the airport. That's why Eastern has one-time check-in. It's like going from the curb directly to your plane. Because Eastern can give you boarding passes for your entire trip the first time you check in. One-time check-in. Eastern's way of wishing you many happy returns.
At Eastern, we earn our wings every day.
After one period at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, the Oilers lead the New York Islanders by a score of 2-0. Shots on goal in the period favoring Edmonton. They had 9 shots. The Islanders had 8. And it wasn't until the 12-minute mark when Wayne Gretzky got his first of 2 goals of the period. Gretzky's 12th playoff goal set up by Jari Kurri on a breakaway. And then Gretzky from Kurri again at 17:26 when the Islanders had trouble handling the puck at the Edmonton blue line. So Gretzky from Kurri twice in the period, 2-0. Edmonton leading. The Islanders had their chances again early in the period and again toward the end of the period. And for the first time in the series since its move to Edmonton, the Islanders seemed to take control of the game. It was more their style of hockey, yet they're down 2-0 to the Edmonton Oilers. Wayne Gretzky has found an avenue. He's found a way to get in front of the net to Bill Smith. They had a couple of other chances that went astray. Some heavy hitting in the period, yet we had only the 4 penalties. Edmonton came out charged up. They seemed to get into trouble very early, making a player change. Were called for having too many men on the ice. The Islanders could not take control of the game there, nor could they get themselves back into the hockey game when it was 1-0. Andy Moog had only one serious threat, but the Islanders are creating some things that are giving them chances, and if they can be a little more creative perhaps in the second period, they'll get themselves back into it. But at the end of one period, your score is the Edmonton Oilers 2, the New York Islanders nothing. Eddie Westfall will be along to analyze that first period, along with Wayne Merrick, when we return to Edmonton following these messages.
Michelob Light for the winners this time, huh?
Oh, you enjoy being buried in the sand.
Would good friends really play this hard for a beer? Well, it is Michelob Light, the rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Michelob Light for the winners. Ah, the sea, the sun, the sand.
The check.
The check.
Nissan 300ZX. Turbo. Looks fast. The Nissan 300ZX gives major motion, even standing still.
What's that for? Speeding. Oh.
Come alive, come and drive. Major motion from Nissan.
At your Datsun dealer.
What does it take to excel?
I know the deadline. You'll get it tomorrow.
It takes speed, reliability, economy. It takes express mail next day service from the post office. Our 2-pound pack is just $9.35 overnight, and we deliver over 95,000 packages on time every day.
Yes, we got them. Oh, and Jerry, thanks.
Express mail service. We deliver excellence for less.
I've driven in the snow, and I've driven in the mud. Let me tell you, neither's fun, bud.
Drive on Bridgestone. Drive on.
Eats up snow and tracks like an arrow, drinks up the water and spits out the miles, and that's miles of smiles.
Drive on Bridgestone. Drive on.
Being safe and feeling right, you got your world locked up tight, right? Right.
Drive on Bridgestone. Drive on.
High-tech tread design for all kinds of weather. The name is Bridgestone.
Drive on Bridgestone. Drive on.
New Yorkers demand the best of everything and get it. So it is only fitting that we have opened our newest NBO store just 1 block north of Lincoln Center at Broadway and 67th Street. We invite you to see our enormous selection of designer menswear, to take advantage of our knowledgeable sales staff and fine custom tailoring, and pay far less for it all.
NBO, the store for all New York, Broadway and 67th Street. Everything except shoes.
At the end of one, the Edmonton Oilers lead the Islanders 2-0. With me, my guest analyst, Wayne Merrick. And Wayne, something that you and I both know is not in the best interest of the Islanders happened in the first period. Why did it happen?
Well, I don't think we played that well tonight in this particular period. I thought we had a few chances, we just didn't take advantage of it, and and Edmonton got a few, and they scored on them. And I think that's really the story of the first period. We played a lot better in that period than we didn't, and there's a lot of good things happen, that's for sure.
Early in the period, the Islanders had some opportunities, had some shots at Andy Moog. He made the saves. Going into the first period and a power play opportunity early, a good opportunity for the Islanders to open the scoring, and I think they had but one shot.
Yeah, I thought we controlled the puck very well, but we just couldn't get in close and get the real good shot. And their defense seemed to be clearing out in front of the net very well, and that's very important. That stops a lot of goals being scored.
That's an Islander tactic, isn't it?
Yeah, usually. It seems to have changed around a little bit here.
Wayne, looking at the goals, when I think about some of the opportunities and the ones that they cashed in on, the 2 goals, the first one, Paul Boudelier was down in behind the Edmonton Oilers net. Now, that's a little bit out of position, creating a possible 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 situation. Is that the over-exuberance of somebody trying to do a little more than what is needed?
Yeah, I think so, 18. He's just trying maybe a little bit too hard, and he got caught in deep, and you can't do that against the Oilers, especially when Gretzky's on the ice, because he hangs around up around the red line, and if they can get a quick pass out of their end, he's going to have a breakaway, and he's really tough to stop.
I thought Billy Smith had an opportunity to come very close to getting the puck as we got a second look at that, and we'll look at the highlights later on in the intermission, but it looked like Bob Nystrom had forced Gretzky almost to the point where he couldn't put it in with Billy Smith in front of him, but he always seems to find a way, or at least lately he has.
He's just that. He's a great player, and I didn't think it was going in. It went in very slowly, and I was hoping it wouldn't, but he's that type of player. He put it in.
The Islanders had possession now. In the second goal, the Islanders had possession of the puck right along the blue line of the Edmonton Oilers, and a pass that hit a skate created a 3-on-1 opportunity. These are the kind of things you can't do with this team.
Well, I tell you, in a playoff game, you have to make sure you back everybody up out there, and it just takes you can hit a skate or anything like that right at the blue line and create an opportunity for them, and you can't let that happen, a 3-on-1, 2-on-1 situation. That just shouldn't happen in a game like this.
Is there any point at Al Arbour in the dressing room at this time being mad?
I don't think so. I think that the guys all know what they have to do, and playing with these guys, I know each and every one of them, and they're very conscientious about what they do on the ice, and you don't really have to say much to them.
You wouldn't look for some reckless abandon here in the second period, anything foolish other than the Islanders' style?
You really can't, 18, because they're such an explosive offensive team. You have to keep to your game plan and make sure that you don't make those little mistakes.
Is it the game plan of the Islanders that's breaking down, or do you have to give all of the accolades to the Edmonton Oilers?
I think so at this point. I thought we played well in that period. We had some chances. We could have been 2-0 at the end of the period. But they are skating very well. They're a great skating hockey team. So we have to make sure, like we were talking before, we have to stay high and make sure they don't get in behind us.
Al Arbour was a little disappointed by what I read in the papers here. He was quoted as saying, Wayne, that he didn't think that the Islanders were playing with the intensity, or they were working. I think his words were that they weren't working as hard as they should be.
Yeah, I agree. I said at the first of the show in the last game, I don't think the work ethic was there. And
what makes that break down? Why doesn't that happen when there's so much at stake for these players?
Boy, that's a tough thing to say. And Al's the coach, and he'd probably have a hard time answering that question. It's just a matter of, like we said, intensity out there. Everybody's got to be in the game, and we've always won in the past with a total team effort, and it doesn't seem like we've got everybody going.
A lot of people had wondered and asked me why would Al Arbour continue with Billy Smith? Didn't they think that it would be time to, say, put in Roland Melanson and see if the team responded differently with him in the net? Maybe you have some insight on that.
Well, I don't know. If I was a coach, I probably would have gone with Billy again, and he's such a great pressure goaltender, and, I don't think it's always the goaltender's fault. I think that...
No, I was thinking more in the line of just to maybe rally up the team a little bit, because he didn't pull them in the games and they were losing by big scores in the third period. A lot of times coaches do that just to get the team going.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think in the last game when they played Andy Moog, that really, I think, helped Edmonton, because they knew that he hadn't played in a little while, and you go out and you just give it a little bit better effort in your own end, and I think it can change the game around. Maybe he'll try that this period. I don't know.
We'll have to wait and see. And again, Wayne, thanks for being a great guest analyst. Let's go back over now and join Jiggs McDonald.
All right, Eddie, tonight's guest will receive from Fortunoff, the Source, a Semenko quartz watch. See Semenko's winning combination of quartz accuracy and unique styling at Fortunoff, the Source. Semenko setting the standard for the world for the future. After one period here at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, it's the Oilers 2, the Islanders nothing. We'll be back with a look at those goals right after these messages.
You know, we haven't messed up an engine all day. It was your idea to come here.
Yeah, big parking lot, lots of cars.
Has the whole world switched to new mobile super unleaded gasoline?
It's so powerful.
And it's got higher octane. What do they have against knocking and pinging? Fellas, let's forget mobile improved their super unleaded.
Why?
It's beneath us.
This was New York's first bank. Founded by Alexander Hamilton, it was the first bank to lend money to the U.S. government, the Bank of New York. In this, the bank's bicentennial year, it's a time for looking back, but also the time for looking at the present. You'll see we're one of the country's most dynamic banks, a major processor of government securities and mutual funds, one of the foremost corporate lenders to such diverse industries as communications, construction,
and utilities. One of the leaders in money management and personal banking. Yet this dynamic bank has never outgrown its commitment to personal service. Perhaps that's why, of all the banks in New York, only one has endured to celebrate a bicentennial. The Bank of New York, looking ahead for 200 years.
Nissan Turbo.
The all-new Nissan 200SX Turbo is looking for a few good drivers.
Hey, you're talking to me.
The 200SX Turbo, new fuel-injected engine and high-performance suspension. Major technology from Nissan.
Give me a turbo and I come alive.
Come alive, Turbo. Come and drive Turbo. Major motion from Nissan.
At your Datsun dealer.
Charge more. Weighs more. Charge more. Purolator Courier doesn't work like that. We revolutionized the overnight express industry when we gave you the no weight limit letter. Well, we're doing it again. With the no weight limit Purapack envelope. Now you can ship most anything, most anywhere in the country overnight, no matter how much it weighs. For one low price. Only $23.50. The heavy Purapack from Purolator Courier. You want it, you got it.
Jiggs McDonald and Ed Westfall back at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, awaiting the return of the two teams for the second period. Edmonton will have a 47-second power play to work on. They already lead the Islanders by a score of 2-0. Let's go back to those goals with Ed Westfall.
Thank you, Jiggs. We'll take a look at the two goals that sent Edmonton into a 2-0 lead. There's Paul Boudelier down deep in the Islanders' end. Jari Kurri to Wayne Gretzky. He breaks away in front of Ken Morrow. Morrow takes a swipe at him. Nystrom tries to hold on to him. Billy Smith, it looks like he's got him corralled along with Nystrom, but somehow, let's take another look. Gretzky seems to get the puck underneath the right arm of Smith. He held it, and there, with just barely enough room to get under his arm, the puck's in the net. Here's how it all started. Paul Boudelier tried to get a rush going down in the Islanders' end, and Jari Kurri spotted Gretzky in the familiar place way out by the red line, and with a shot underneath the arm of Billy Smith, it was 1-0 at 12:08. Gretzky's 12th from Kurri, his 12th goal of the playoff series at 12:08. Here come the Islanders on a rush. Bryan Trottier, as he comes through center ice, Denis Potvin on the far side is heading down the right left wing side. Here the puck, picked up by Jari Kurri again. They break away, 3-on-1. There's Gretzky, held the puck, held it, and then with Billy Smith moving out to cut down the angle, he put it right between the legs of Smith, and it was 2-0. Gretzky's 13th goal, second of the game. A happy Edmonton Oilers. Let's look again. There's the pass, broken up. It hit Clark Gillies on the skate. Potvin was coming down the left wing side, and Wayne Gretzky on a pass from Kurri with Semenko standing in front has made it 2-0. Here's the shot right between the legs of Billy Smith. 2-0 lead. Gretzky's second goal of the hockey game, 13th in the playoffs. He waited long enough and then fired it.
With that goal, Edmonton taking a 2-0 lead over the New York Islanders, and Roland Melanson is warming up down in the Islander goal to our right for the start of the second period. Wayne Sutter will go to the penalty box, 47 seconds left in a roughing call. And Roland Melanson, who was pressed into duty in Game 3 of the series, with the Islanders down 6-2 rather at the time, comes back to work here tonight. He came into goal at 6:16 of the third period on Tuesday night. Melanson, not a stranger to the Edmonton Oilers. Regular season play, he has never lost a game against Edmonton. A record of 3 wins, no losses, and a tie, and a 3.00 goals against. In the playoffs this year, Melanson, 3.83. He does not have a record of wins and losses, but he has appeared in 5 games. That goes to 6 now. Has played only a total of 47 minutes. A year ago, Bill Smith played in 17 playoff games with a record of 13 wins and 3 losses, 2.68. That man, Roland Melanson, played in 5 games and a record of 2 wins, 2 losses, and a 2.55 playoff goals against average. The Edmonton crowd, of course, chanted, "We want Billy, we want Billy." But they're going to see Roland Melanson again. Al Arbor trying to rally his hockey team. They're down 2-0 in Game 5. If they can rally to win, Game 6 would be at the Nassau Coliseum on Tuesday night.
A lot of people, Jakes, wondered why Al Arbor had not gone with Roland Melanson at the beginning of the hockey game. Something that we talked about a little bit, Wayne Merrick, but have to go with the guy that got you there. Now they've changed.
Immediately following this game, we'll go to San Diego for baseball. The New York Mets and the San Diego Padres. That game will follow Stanley Cup action here on WOR. Brent Sutter, Anders Kaller, Denis Potvin, and Ken Morrow on the Islander defense. Up front, that's Messier on the face-off for Edmonton with Gretzky and Kurri out there. The Islanders got control of it. Brent Sutter fed it to Kaller as he came across the line on this left side. Gretzky moved up. Huddy gets checked off the puck, and there's Messier turning with it. Over to Gregg. Gregg comes to center ice. Got slowed up. Moves in on the right wing side. That's Coffey across to Gretzky. To the side of the net. Messier holds on to it and shot it off Melanson. Melanson went down, and Messier missed a golden opportunity. Here's Gretzky centering it out in front. Comes back to Huddy. Huddy shot steered aside by Melanson. Big rebound. They shoot. They score. Linsman.
9 seconds remained on the penalty. And Dwayne Sutter, Linsman, who come off the bench. Edmonton had changed while on the power play. The rebound. Messier earlier, but a stop by Melanson. There's the shot from the point. Linsman, good job at holding the puck. Roland Melanson went for the move, and then Linsman put it in over top of him. There's the shot. There's Linsman as he come in late, and then fired it into the top of the net. 3-0 on the power play. There's the original shot. Morrow covering. Paul Coffey, and then with the top of the net open, Linsman has made it 3-0 on the power play.
Linsman's first goal in the Stanley Cup final this year. That's his 10th playoff goal overall. And the Oilers lead 3-0. Langevin and Persson on defense. Bossy up front with Tonelli and Trottier for the Islanders. It's Lowe going back on the Edmonton defense. A long pass to Hughes. He comes over the line. Hughes backhander. That just missed on the far side. Conacher takes a look. Got it back to Fogelin, and it comes out over the blue line. Tonelli moves up to forecheck. Conacher dumps it back inside the Islander zone. Gretzky and Huddy will get assists on that goal by Linsman, by the way. Edmonton leading 3-0. They're on the puck again at the Islander end. Conacher tried to cut around Tonelli and got checked. Persson with it now. Stefan Persson overled Trottier. It comes into the center ice zone, and Gregg was there. Back to Kevin Lowe. Shot it in off the skates of Conacher. Persson going after it. Lumley had moved into forecheck. Now Linsman comes in. Persson's pass intercepted. Pozar out of the left wing corner. Takes a hard hit from Gillies, and the puck has been cleared around the boards and down into the Edmonton zone. The Islanders will be called for having iced it as Jackson goes back.
Edmonton picking up the pace again, Jakes. One of the things the Islanders could not afford to do was give up a power play goal. Dwayne Sutter took the roughing penalty near the end of the second period, and it was on that power play opportunity that Edmonton scored.
Peter Pocklington getting a kick out of the super fan here. There's the owner of the Edmonton Oilers. They have a fan with a public address system. That's one of the sirens that you hear. There's a Stanley Cup up on top of his helmet tonight. Every now and then there's a burst of flame comes popping out of it. Potvin gave it to Janssen. Off his stick, Potvin knocked it away from Pozar's check. Brent Sutter works it off the boards into center ice, and as LaFontaine picked it up, he was offside. 2 minutes, 6 seconds gone in the second period. Face-off will come back inside the New York Islander blue line as you look at Pat LaFontaine.
A lot of hockey left to play. 3-0. Edmonton lead the Islanders. 17:54 still remaining here in the second period. The Islanders will have to do something they haven't been able to do in the last 3 games or 2+ games. That's to get themselves organized, get back to playing the kind of hockey that's been a winner for them. It's a long way back, not totally insurmountable, but they can't do it with the game they're playing right now.
You watch Flatley trying to take it off the boards in his own end of the ice to LaFontaine. He was checked by Linsman. Ozar comes back in over the line. Jackson's shot from the point was blocked by Melanson. There's Gillies going back of the net. Ran into a check. Linsman unable to get it out to a teammate. LaFontaine plays it to the left side. Picked up by Potvin at center ice. Sends Flatley in over the Edmonton line. Gregg steps into him. Flatley holds on to the puck. Makes the play in front to Janssen. His shot. That's put over the crossbar. And Moog dives out of the net to cover it. LaFontaine doing some pushing back of the goal. Len Sather looking on at the Edmonton bench. There's a break in the action. Len Sather's Oilers lead the New York Islanders 3-0.
The Golden Nugget is a beautiful place. And you know why? Because these people who work here make it more beautiful. Isn't that right, sweetheart? There's my pal Al.
My man, Mr. S.
Yes, sir. Now, from the minute you check in here, you're going to get a big bunch of smiles like these. Look at this. They call me Blue Eyes.
And do not forget the great entertainment.
Don't you forget my towels. What does he do here, anyway?
Golden Nugget, Atlantic City. Only the best.
Sutter to take the face-off. Nystrom is on the right, Gilbert on the left side. The Oilers again get control of it. Coffey, a long pass off the boards, missing everybody, goes the length of the ice. Morrow touches up, and we have an icing call against Edmonton.
Of course, Edmonton knows, Jiggs, that they can't fool around. They knew it coming into the game, but they played their game. There's Billy Smith as he stands in the runway that leads to the Islanders' dressing room. Edmonton still have a great respect for the Islanders. They're a team that can get emotionally charged up and get going. But the last shift, they seem to get something going. Flatley, LaFontaine getting a couple of chances at the net. They've got to get some consistent effort, though. They've got to do some forechecking. And again, each time they gamble, of course, they expose themselves to that great offense of Edmonton.
Again, the Oilers have cleared it the length of the ice. The Islanders back to touch up first in a race for it. They'll face off in the Edmonton zone. Still lots of play left in the second period. 16 minutes and 53 seconds left. Bobby Nystrom, who had missed some games because of a knee injury, missed a total of 4 games before getting back into the lineup on Thursday night, making his presence felt.
The work ethic that Al Arbor talked about that wasn't there for the Islanders. One of the players he would not be pointing a finger at would be Bob Nystrom.
He was the first player here today getting ready for this game. Lowe around the boards. Gretzky is checked by Janssen. Brent Sutter gets a stick on it. Lowe rubbed him off the play. Kevin Lowe unable to clear it out in the first attempt. Then Gretzky got checked. Vogelin turning in front of the net. He was tripped up by Brent Sutter. The puck came out of the corner to Jari Kurri. Kurri takes a look. He elects to carry it out. Now plays it to the right side and out of the reach of Messier. That's Gilbert over on right wing. Can't get to it. Lowe and Vogelin move it back and forth. Now it's to Kurri. Long pass to Gretzky over the Islander line with Messier, and it's poked away by Greg Gilbert. Messier drops it back. Kevin Lowe has had an excellent series against the Islanders. Gave it to Messier. To Huddy. Huddy's long shot is grabbed by Melanson. Plays it around the boards. Gilbert came back. Gave it to Potvin. They start up 4-on-3. Potvin over center ice across the Edmonton line. Offside, and he crashed into Nystrom. Well, an indication of just how things are going for the Islanders at the moment.
Trying to keep the free flow in the offense. Denis Potvin handling the puck. Bob Nystrom and he collide. Nystrom trying to keep some momentum, trying to keep some motion going forward, straddling the line. Potvin didn't see him as he tried to put the puck between the Oiler defensemen. Collision. Things start to go wrong. They keep on going wrong. Only hard work is going to get it turned around.
Islanders with the same lineup on the ice tonight as they used in Game 4 of the series. That means Gord Denis not dressed for the game, along with Matt Saline, who had been in earlier. Wayne Sutter just pulled Bozar down as he reached for the pass. And the Islanders run into their 4th penalty of this hockey game. A break in the action. Edmonton leading the New York Islanders 3-0.
Right from the start, Nissan has raced and won. At first, it was simple pride that drove us. Then winning became something more, a way to prove ourselves, to test our cars and trucks. Now, more than 20 years and 75 championships later, we're still out there proving that quality counts, turning tomorrow's technology into today's performance, putting it all into... See your Datsun dealer.
Dwayne Sutter back in the penalty box. This time a hooking penalty. The skating ability of Pozar. There it is. Sutter pulled him down. The pass was laid out for Pozar. He had a chance to go to the net with it. Dwayne Sutter took that away by getting a penalty.
Now Trottier has backhanded it down the boards into the Edmonton end. Huddy goes back. Goring comes in to forecheck. Anderson, Kurri, and Gretzky, the Edmonton forwards. Huddy sends Coffey into center ice. Marks just inside the line. Fed it to Gretzky, who backs up on the play. Wayne Gretzky, long shot, missed Melanson on the glove side. It's loose back of the net. Anderson gets it to Kurri. Around intended for Gretzky, picks it up now, centered it out in front. There's Anderson to the blue line to Coffey. The Kurri shoots, he scores!
They can all shoot the puck. Kurri this time, who was not sharp in the first period. Well, I shouldn't say that. He did help Gretzky on a breakaway. Set up the second goal. Always retract that. But Kurri right here ripped a hard shot between the feet of Roland Melanson. He missed the net on a couple of occasions earlier, but this time with the pass going back to Coffey, over to Kurri, before Melanson could get the legs together. It's between them, and it's 4-0 as the Edmonton Oilers open up on the New York Islanders. A penalty to Dwayne Sutter. Two of them in a row have given the Edmonton Oilers 2 power play goals.
Sutter went off for roughing late in the first period, was sitting on a hooking penalty on that power play goal by Kurri. So it's 4-0. The Oilers move back into the Islander zone. Hughes got it to McClellan. Morrow checks in. The puck went loose for Conacher. Around the boards. Coffey and Anderson get assists on that goal by Kurri. That's Bossy coming down the right side for the Islanders. Conacher right on top of him. Bossy couldn't get it to Trottier, and it's been dumped down into the Islander end of the ice. Goes wide of Roland Melanson. Boudelier picks it up, and we have an icing call. Still 14 minutes, 21 seconds to play in the second period, but Glenn Sather's Edmonton Oilers have themselves a 4-0 lead, and the Islanders have not had a shot on goal through the first 5.5 minutes of the second period. Sather has to be reminding them they haven't won anything yet. They cannot get loosey-goosey.
No, they can't, Jags. Although the Islanders do not look like they could do a lot about it right now, they'd have to. They'd have to dig down a little deeper than they are now. Maybe they've dug down as deep as they can. Only the players themselves know. If there's more down there to get, they're going to have to bring it out, because Edmonton is on a tremendous roll here. Now, just to stop that, just to stem that tide, is going to take a tremendous effort by the Islanders. Whether they have it or not, we'll have to wait and see.
They battle for the puck in the Edmonton end of the ice. Flatley gets tied up in the boards. Gillies there as well. McClellan without a stick, trying to kick it back in the net. He knocks the referee down. They're both looking at one another as they lie in the ice, and we're going to face off to the right of Andy Moog.
No better way to get the play stopped than bring the referee down on top of the puck with you. Brian Lewis getting up.
Grant Fuhrer tucked in behind.
It is Civvies.
Yeah. The other man is Mike Zanier, the backup goaltender. And a look at Dave Hunter for a brief moment. Potvin with a shot. Gillies in front, slapping at it, but couldn't get it by Moog. LaFontaine goes to the boards. Can't get a stick on it. There's Johnson back for the Islanders to Flatley. Shoots it around the boards. Cut off by Moog, but a whistle had sounded on an offside. Well, I would think somewhere in Edmonton they've got the bubbly iced up. But it's early, 13:48 remaining. Period number 2.
Opportunity a moment ago. Puck is back. Thomas Johnson, just in front of his own blue line, shot it in. Gillies, I thought we were going to see the play where Gillies, here's the shot by Potvin. He ripped it a beauty. Look at Moog, makes the save, and Clark Gillies with the puck rolling back of the goal line, trying to get control of it. Charlie Huddy moved in very quickly to knock it away.
Now Flatley checked at the Edmonton line as he tried to break loose. Potvin moves it up the left wing. Huddy goes chasing it along with LaFontaine. Huddy goes down after LaFontaine's check. Flatley comes to the corner boards. Back to Potvin at the point, and he was checked. It'll be picked up by Janssen. Semenko comes in for Edmonton as Janssen gave it to Flatley. Breaking pass intercepted by Gretzky. He's over the line with Semenko. Janssen steers Gretzky into the boards. Now Kurri comes in after it. Plays it back to the net. Flatley steps in front of Semenko. LaFontaine with the puck. Pulled it away from Gretzky, shot it around Semenko to Flatley, and it's out into the center ice zone where Kurri will pick it up. Back to Greg. To Paul Coffey. Up the middle of the ice. Coffey comes over the line. His pass goes to Gretzky. To Kurri, a slap shot missed the side of the net. Comes back to Randy Gregg. He's checked by Kaller. Anders Kaller fed it to the right wing for Dwayne Sutter. Offside is the call, a two-line pass. There's a break in the action, the score. The Edmonton Oilers 4, the New York Islanders no score.
Come on, I'll race you back. You gotta be kidding. For Michelob Light? Catch you later.
Michelob Light for the winner.
But a couple of guys really go at it like this for a beer? Well, it is Michelob Light, the rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Too bad you missed that night back then.
Yeah, but I made this one.
Michelob Light.
The Islanders with Goring, Kaller, and Dwayne Sutter for this face-off. The puck came back to Langevin. Dave Langevin around to the right side. Dwayne Sutter unable to move it out. Now it comes loose. Sutter gave it to Langevin. Lindstrom knocked him down. Anders Kaller with the puck. Dumps it around to the far corner. Over goes Lindstrom. Dwayne Sutter got back in time. Sutter moves it up left wing for Kaller. Out into the center ice zone. Hopped over Goring's stick, and it'll go the length of the ice. Jackson back to touch up. Moog brought the stick up a little. Dwayne Sutter went to slap it out of the air. This game could get a little scary before much longer.
Well, we'd hope that ugly scenes will not break out, Jakes. The intensity has to be in playing the game, particularly on the side of the Islanders. They don't have time. They're too far behind to take any foolish penalties anymore. Two bad penalties cost them 2 goals, which shot Edmonton ahead 4-0. Lindstrom scored, and Kurri scored here in the second period on 2 penalties to Dwayne Sutter.
And Lumley just ripped one over the crossbar right from the face-off. It ends up underneath Jackson, and play has been called. Roland Melanson replaced Bill Smith at the start of the second period. Faced 4 Edmonton shots, a couple of power play goals. Lindstrom at the 38-second mark, Kurri at 4:59.
The thoughts that go through the mind, flashes. Other years when things were a little better, the Islanders could have been leading by 4 rather than behind, facing elimination. In Game 5, down 4-0.
Something the Islanders had never faced in a Stanley Cup final in the past. The puck has just been shot up into the crowd. They'd faced elimination this year in the opening round against the New York Rangers, but survived, won it in 5. Did not face elimination from there on. Got themselves in a hole in the opening game of the second series against Washington. We're down 2-0 before rallying to eliminate the Montreal Canadiens. I think back to the very beginning when they won their first Stanley Cup. It was Game 6, in which they defeated Philadelphia in overtime. 5 games the following year against Minnesota, a sweep of Vancouver, a sweep of Edmonton. And there's Nystrom the shot. Pad save by Moog. The rebound. Moog made the save and covers up. Nystrom, who had a couple of chances in the first period, has a couple more here in the second, only to be robbed by Andy Moog.
He has the work ethic, Jakes. He'll get the team going. Hopefully, that's what he wants to do with his hard work, his dedication. Look at the shot. Good stop by Moog. Can't control the rebound. He gets some help, but look at Nystrom, another backhand shot before Moog can get a hold of the puck. Nystrom has blasted a couple at him. Moog has stopped them both. It's the kind of a thing that can give a team a lift. The Islanders desperate for somebody to get things going. A goal, a good play, a couple of good attempts can spark them.
Gilbert, Brent Sutter, and Bob Nystrom for the Islanders. Lowe moved it to the left side. Messier lost it in his effort to get it into the center ice zone, and that's Lumley. To Kevin Lowe, left side for Messier. Messier on the wing at the moment. Linsman is the center with Lumley on the right side. Dave Lumley left it in the corner. Langevin turning for the Islanders. Gave it to Stefan Persson. Missed Nystrom with the pass. Lowe has tipped it back into the Edmonton end of the ice. They got there quickly and gave it to Linsman. Linsman over the center ice stripe. Shoots it in around the boards, but offside is called against Edmonton. We'll take a break in the action. Midway through the second period, it's the Edmonton Oilers 4, the New York Islanders no score.
Listen. Watch. Feel the quality of a great American car. The 84 Buick Skyhawk, equipped, is real priced at only $88.07. When your Buick dealer gives you a price, believe it.
The Islanders, Jags, are not strangers to facing elimination. 11 previous occasions they faced elimination, and some of them have fought back from.
Kenny Morrow out at center ice, just got the puck to Tonelli. Backhanded it over the line, is cleared out quickly by Coffey. Came right back to Morrow. Now to Boudelier. Hughes moved up to forecheck. Boudelier missed Tonelli. Now he gets a stick on it across to Bossy. Shot it in off Paul Coffey. Conacher chasing it. Matt Conacher moves out in front of his own goal and just did get it away from Tonelli. Morrow chases it back into the center ice zone. Unable to get it to Trottier, who was coming back on the far side. Conacher tying it up in the boards, and now Coffey shoots it in wide of Roland Melanson. Boudelier starts out of the left wing corner. The pass to Tonelli. Tonelli reeled it out into the center ice zone and hit McClellan's stick. Bossy goes in after it. Couldn't get it away from Huddy. Here's Kevin McClellan moving down the right wing. So Conacher, he comes over the line. Shot it wide. LaFontaine went down. Trottier, rather, down. The puck came loose, then back into a pileup of skates in the corner, and there's no further play.
I was talking, Jiggs, about the elimination and how the Islanders have staved it off over the years. 11 times, 8 of those times, it was in 1975. We all remember those particular ones. The ones as of late, Pittsburgh, of course, in 1982, once, and of course 84, twice by the Rangers.
Yes, the Islanders were down 2-1 in that 5-game series that began this year's playoffs. Much will be written and spoken about this series, as it is every Stanley Cup final. The Islanders had 3 tough series to get here. The Oilers had 1. Now, that's not meant as any excuse, but Edmonton breezed through Winnipeg. Went a full 7 games in a series with Calgary and breezed by the Minnesota North Stars. LaFontaine clearing the puck. It hit Thomas Janssen and went back into the Edmonton zone offside. They're also ruling he was being knocked down with a high stick, and Semenko is getting a high-sticking penalty.
He went straight to the box, fighting along the board. Semenko, a little upset with the call. Islanders had picked up the pace a little bit in the last 3 shifts, ever since Bob Nystrom got a couple of opportunities at Andy Moog with Dave Semenko along the boards. See, there's the stick on the back of the head of Thomas Janssen. There's the arm of the referee, goes in the air immediately. Semenko goes to the penalty box. A lot hangs in the balance here on this power play opportunity for the Islanders. No question that Glenn Sather telling his players, don't take foolish penalties. Don't give the Islanders anything to get going on. Make them work and create their own opportunities. Don't give it to them.
The Islanders trying to come out of their own end of the ice, rifled it across to the right wing and right into their own players' bench. Gretzky out again as a penalty killer, along with Mark Messier. Lowe and Fogelin on the Edmonton defense. LaFontaine, Flatley, Gillies, Potvin, and Janssen up front for the Islanders. The puck ends up in the Edmonton end, but on the stick of Lowe, and he has banked it out into the center ice zone. Thomas Janssen takes a look. Plays it across to the right side. Nothing doing there. And now Lowe shoots it in off Wayne Gretzky. Janssen went back, missed the puck. It comes back to Gretzky. Gretzky's shot grabbed by Melanson and ticketed for the top left-hand corner of the net. Eddie Potvin feeds it across to Flatley. He's over the Edmonton line. Flatley holding on to it. Gives it to Potvin. Potvin fires it wide of Andy Moog. Came off the boards behind Gretzky, but Lowe is able to shoot it out of there. Johnson feeds it to Potvin with 1 minute and 10 seconds left in this power play. Potvin chased by Anderson. Now Gilbert tries to get across the line. It's right on the line and picked up by Gilbert. Over to Potvin. Has to wait for his teammates to get onside. The pass to Flatley. Flatley moved in, turns, gives it to Janssen. Janssen shot through a screen, is blocked in front and cleared just wide. LaFontaine picks it up. Back to the point to Boudelier. Long shot through a screen. Knocked down. Gilbert fighting for it. It's underneath Moog. Now Lowe and Gilbert shove at one another, but Moog again has come up big for the Oilers.
Opportunity for Greg Gilbert, Jigs. He did the right thing. Put his hand up, knocked the puck down. Of course, from there, he's got to bat it in with his stick. But as soon as the puck hit the ice, Andy Moog leaped on it quickly. Take a look. Here's the play back at the point. There's Gilbert in front of the net. Watch his hands. There's the puck. He knocked it down. Just as he went to shoot it into the net, Andy Moog has a hold of it with Kevin Lowe taking out Gilbert. There's the play as Gilbert tried to knock it into the open side of the net, but Andy Moog, with the quick hands, dove on the puck. There's the shot by Boudelier. It's up high. Look at the screen. Flatley in front. Gilbert there as he tries to knock it in, but couldn't.
Now Boudelier at the left point has shot it in around the boards. Jackson trying to clear it out. It got away from Pearson, and Boudelier hustles back into center ice. Gave the puck to Bossy, down to Trottier. Shot it in around Gregg. Moog moves back of the net. Left it for Jackson. Boudelier pinching it off the left point. Ran into a check. Greg Gilbert goes in after the puck. Got it away from Jackson. Boudelier checked by Gretzky. Now across to Messier. Pearson moved in front of him, but Messier forces the Islanders to go back, and that pretty well kills off the penalty against Dave Semenko. Trottier mishandled the puck. Managed to get it to Trottier. Now to Tonelli. Teams at 6 aside. Tonelli moves in. Tries to come off the boards on the far side. Gave it to Bossy. Slips around Anderson, but could not recover the puck. Anderson comes to center ice. Long pass out of the reach of Hughes. He'll go back in the Islander net. Put it out in front to the blue line to Coffey, and a shot changed direction as Semenko tipped it. Now the Islanders unable to get out of their own end of the ice. Hughes works it around behind the net. Over goes Trottier. Bryan Trottier stepped away from Semenko's check. Bossy feeds a long pass to Tonelli, but right to the stick of Lumley. Pearson shoots it in around the boards. 7 minutes remaining in the second period. Coffey moves it up left wing. It's picked up by Pozar. Comes in across the line. 2-on-1. There's Lumley. He shoots. Melanson the save. It's underneath him as Linsman got a poke at it. But Melanson able to hold on for a face-on. There's a break in the action. The Edmonton Oilers leading the New York Islanders 4-0.
You can't build a bike for the Olympics by machine. Each tube's got to be custom fit to transfer weight into forward momentum. After all, a champion should ride a champion.
To everyone who's working hard for America's Olympic effort, this Bud's for you.
Good opportunity. Puzar to Lumley. Look at the stop by Roland Melanson as he dives across the net. The puck come down just under his right arm. Linsman comes rolling in, trying to knock it in. But Roland Melanson, with a good stop on Lumley, hangs on.
Each team now with 5 shots on goal here in the second period. Coffey fired one wide of the outreach stick of Linsman. Potvin cleared it around the boards. There's Linsman. Back to Huddy, and his shot changed direction. Lumley got it to the corner for Linsman. Sneaks back in the net, put it out in front. Coffey with a shot that was blocked. Brent Sutter starts down the right side. It's over the Edmonton line. Drops it for Nystrom. He is checked from behind, and the puck is loose. Picked up by Lumley. Over to Linsman. Shoots it into the Islanders' zone. They go for a player change as Linsman left it for Kenny Morrow. Morrow reaches the center ice stripe and dumps it into the Edmonton end. Got away from Moog. Kurri plays it back of the net. Again, it came off the boards, this time behind Semenko as Lowe tried to move it out. Potvin gets taken off the puck by Kurri, and back goes Janssen. Semenko into forecheck. Tyler takes over on left wing. It's over center ice with it across the Edmonton line. Gave it to Goring. Goring shot grabbed by Moog, and they'll hold it.
Islanders come back again, giving it another try.
Remind you that Saturday, a week from tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time, WOR will present Drive for 5, featuring Stanley Cup playoffs with the New York Islanders over 4 seasons, winners, and they make it Drive for 5 Saturday night, May 26th at 7:30, Sunday, May 27th, also at 4:30 Eastern Time here on WOR.
5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the second period.
Kevin Lowe picks up the puck behind the Edmonton goal. Goring into forecheck. Lowe got it to Messier. Shoots it in wide of Roland Melanson. Potvin stepped in front of Kurri to pick it up. Denny Potvin gave it to Goring. He stumped it between the Edmonton defense. Lowe chasing it. Downs the net. A long breaking pass. There's Gretzky. Janssen knocks him off the puck. Knocked him down as well. Semenko picks it up. Potvin and Semenko go to the boards. Semenko knocked the puck loose. Wayne Sutter backed into him. Semenko recovers, centered it out in front, but right to Thomas Janssen. Janssen gets it up the left side. Wayne Sutter with it now. His pass is blocked. Shot back in again by Jackson. Gretzky goes in after it. Melanson poked it to Janssen. Thomas Janssen bringing it up. Neat move to get it away from Gretzky. It is in his skates. Anderson back for Edmonton. Long pass up left wing. Jackson over the Islander line. Across to Messier. Messier plays it to the open side, and Flatley moves up. Anderson stepped in front of him. Spared the puck to Jackson. Tips it deeply to Messier. Trottier moves back as Messier comes in. Takes a hit. Centered it out in front. And Melanson is away out of the net to clear it. That goes over the glass and into the seats. Break in the action with a little more than 4 minutes left in the second period here in Edmonton. You're watching the Stanley Cup Finals on WO.
Nissan 300ZX. Turbo. Looks fast.
The Nissan 300ZX gives major motion, even standing still.
What's that for? Speeding. Oh.
Come alive, come and drive. Major motion from Nissan.
At your Datsun dealer.
Some adjustments to the equipment of goaltender Roland Melanson. Edmonton coming back after the Islanders have enjoyed about 4 good shifts. Edmonton roared back. Lumley getting a chance. Melanson beat him. And finally, Melanson, he was the guy that knocked the puck up into the seats to stop the play.
From the draw, Melanson out to knock it away from Anderson. Glenn Anderson dumps it back to the net. There's Boudelier. Around to Clark Gillies. It comes to the point. Huddy's shot went wide. Anderson in after it. Put it through in front of the net. Out of the reach of Lindstrom. It went right to Gillies. Now to Trottier. Trottier at center ice. Fires one off Andy Moog. Charlie Huddy dumps it back of the net. Messier waits for it to arrive, then took a hit from Clark Gillies. Flatley steps into Anderson. At Flatley. Anderson tried to turn him around. Flatley comes in off the wing, and his shot went wide. LaFontaine chased it. It's picked up by Lindstrom. He is checked. Flatley at it momentarily. Now the Oilers take over. Huddy up the left side to Anderson. His pass cut off at center ice. by Trottier. LaFontaine unable to get it loose for Flatley, who had a break at the moment, or at the time at least. Trottier to John Tonelli, now to Pat LaFontaine. Off his stick, it's picked up by Lowe. Gave it to Pat Hughes. Hughes, a long pass cut off by John Tonelli. He's over the Edmonton line, trying to cut around Lowe. Centering attempt was cleared off Trottier. Comes to the point for Langevin. Langevin dumps it back to the net. Kevin Lowe slaps it around. Pearson at the blue line into Tonelli. He couldn't get control of it. Honecker lost it to Trottier for a moment. Now Hughes out at center ice is checked. Trottier dumps it back to the Edmonton line. Lowe moves it up to center ice. Honecker comes over the blue line with Hughes. Hughes takes it into the right wing corner. Is checked there by Pearson. And he frees it on the boards, and there's no further play. The Edmonton bench, it's a very happy hockey team. They were sky high after defeating the Islanders here on Thursday night, and I would imagine that's one of the things that they've been talking about, is trying to keep them calm, cool, and collected going into this game. And immediately following this game, baseball on WOR, National League action, the New York Mets in San Diego. We'll have coverage of that for you right after this, Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final.
The Islander bench. The thoughts, how do we get things going? How do we break this tide? How do we stem the tide of the Edmonton Oilers? Momentarily, in the middle section of the second period, the Islanders got things rolling a little bit, but Bob Nystrom, with a couple of efforts, couldn't get one in behind Andy Moog.
They paid the price, have been shorthanded 4 times, and Edmonton has scored twice with the power play, something that they had not done in the first 4 games of the series, nor last year in the Stanley Cup Finals. The Islanders into the Edmonton zone. Tonelli trying to come out of the corner. Bossy gets loose. Lost it at the back of the net, and Prozar starts out. Prozar, long pass to Linsman. He's over the line on right wing. Goes in deep. Put it out in front, out of the reach of Lumley. Bryan Trottier gave it to Tonelli, now to Bossy, and he was checked immediately. Pearson with it. Over to Langevin. To Pearson. To John Tonelli. Tonelli shoots it into the Edmonton end. Jackson being chased by Bossy. Bossy had it in his skates, gets turned around and knocked down by Jackson. Brent Sutter in after it. Tapped it out in front, but it was cleared at the defense. Brent Sutter comes off the boards, trying to get in around Linsman. At the back of the net, it came loose as Moog went down trying to cover it. Gilbert comes in late. Bodies all over the place back of the net and a play stoppage. 1 minute, 38 seconds left in the second period. Greg Gilbert, who's been out there along with Brent Sutter and Mike Bossy. They're in the middle of the player change.
Some of the players must have shaved their beards, Jake. Didn't Greg Gilbert, wasn't he growing a beard? Notice that his is missing. A couple of good moves by Thomas Johnson here in the second period. One on the breakaway by Gretzky. Caught up to him, took him out of the play beautifully. Somebody's skate caught the mesh, putting a hole in it. John D'Amico, with his needle and thread, is going to mend it up.
One of the jobs of being a linesman.
Jake Jari Kurri, who scored a power play goal at 4:59 of the second period. Wayne Sutter in the penalty box for hooking. His 14th goal of the playoffs. His 4 power play goals and his 14 goals both lead the playoffs this year.
There haven't been a whole lot of power play goals this year, as we've experienced in the past. We mentioned on Thursday night the Islander goal production way down from what it was a year ago. After 20 games, Johnson with a shot. Moog made the save, and he is covered up on any chance of a rebound.
Good coverage by the Edmonton defense, too. Good shot by Thomas Johnson as he got it through to the net, right from the face-off. Brent Sutter against Messier. Sutter wins the draw with a little help from Bob Nystrom. Here's the shot. A beauty by Thomas Johnson. Look at Moog with Charlie Huddy. Paul Coffey all hanging on to the Islanders, keeping them from getting to any loose pucks.
Now the puck cleared around the boards and dumped down into the Islander zone. Potvin will come back for it. Joined by Greg Gilbert. Gilbert on this left side. Out to Brent Sutter. He's checked at center ice. Kurri put it right on Jansson's stick, now to Nystrom. Nystrom trying to come in around Huddy, gets chased to the boards. Huddy ties him up. The puck loose. Jansson works it for it now. He is knocked out, and there's no further play. The Islanders trailing 4-0. Each team has had 14 shots on goal to this point, much lower than we saw in the first two games of the series here.
Particularly when you think that in the first period, Jags, Edmonton had 9, and the Islanders had 8. A lot of close checking here in the second period. A lot of play in the center ice area.
The third periods have been the problem period for the Islanders against the Oilers this year. They've been outscored 5-1, outshot 50-27 in the 4 previous third periods. Flatley handling the puck, centered it just wide as Gillies was parked in front of the net. Now LaFontaine off the right wing boards. Gets it back to Boudelier. Waited. It went off Lindstrom. Morrow dumps it to the boards. Vogelin failed to clear it out. Boudelier fires it wide. Gillies centers. There's LaFontaine, and he couldn't get it to the stick. At LaFontaine. Trying to work it around to Gillies. It goes to Flatley instead. Stepped away from Vogelin, but couldn't get it out in front of the net. Messier clears it. Boudelier in off the left point is tied up with Lindstrom. Messier dumps it back to the net for Kevin Lowe. Lowe into the center ice zone to Anderson. He shot it over top of the net. And well wide, I might add. Boudelier and Lindstrom collided. LaFontaine plays it to right wing for Flatley. Pat Flatley to LaFontaine. LaFontaine is over the Edmonton line. Held the puck, gave it to Morrow. Tries to come in around Gretzky. Centers. Nobody there to pick it up. Clark Gillies shoots it wide. LaFontaine back of the net is checked. Gretzky clears it off the glass as the siren sounds, ending the second period. The Edmonton Oilers capitalize on a couple of power play goals in the period, and they take a 4-0 lead to the dressing room after 2 periods in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. We'll be back at the Edmonton Northlands Coliseum right after these messages.
Nothing could be better for cutting grass than the dependable Snapper high-vac lawn machine. Come fall, the high-vac does a job on leaves, and the Snapper Rider won't hibernate for winter either, thanks to a front-mounted 2-stage snow thrower. Come spring, the Thatcherizer means a beautiful, revitalized lawn without lifting a rake.
Act now. Buy a Snapper Walker riding lawn machine and get this valuable spring spectacular bonus. A free Snapper attachment valued from $42 to $150. See your Snapper dealer for details.
What a bummer. Another engine we can't mess up.
How could Mobil do this to me?
Yeah, improve their super unleaded gasoline.
It's really powerful.
Higher octane is so...
Knocking and pinging is becoming a lost art.
Yeah. I just hope nobody else finds out how good their new gasoline is. How could they find out?
Mobil could make a television commercial.
You're looking at the new owners of Eastern Airlines. 37,000 employees of Eastern are now stockholders, each with a personal investment in how Eastern performs.
So we'll be working even harder.
Moving even faster.
Going even farther.
To serve you even better.
And we've got what it takes to do it.
Earning our wings every day. That's not just a slogan, it's a commitment from the owners.
At Eastern, we earn our wings every day.
Hi, I'm Steve Wynn, and this is one of the beautiful suites in the Golden Nugget of Las Vegas, which, as everybody knows, is downtown. Nevertheless, you'd be amazed if you knew how many people think that this is uptown. Hi, Mr. Sinatra. I'm Steve Wynn. I run this place.
You see, I get enough towels.
Towels?
Golden Nugget, Las Vegas, Atlantic City.
Canon is proud to be the official 35mm camera of the 1984 Olympics. Like gold medalist Frank Shorter, it takes a special breed to compete at this level. Here, the Canon AE-1 program performs. Shorter leaves the rest behind, but the AE-1 program catches him, computing as it's shooting.
And it practically runs itself, even with the flash.
Canon's AE-1 program, so advanced, it's simple.
We've played 2 periods at the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton. The score, the Edmonton Oilers 4, the New York Islanders nothing. Shots on goal in the second period by the Islanders 6, a 2-period total of 14. By Edmonton, 5 shots on goal. They too have had 14 over 40 minutes of play. They went to the second period, leading 2-0. They had a power play chance. The Islanders made the goaltending change, and Ken Linsman got his first goal of the Stanley Cup Finals, his 10th playoff goal overall. Gretzky and Honey assisting at the 38-second mark. And Wayne Sutter went off for hooking, and that set up the second Edmonton power play when Kurri scored from Coffey and Anderson at 4:59. Kurri is the playoff leading goal scorer with 14 now. But that was his first goal against the New York Islanders in the series. Coffey and Anderson got the assist, and the Edmonton Oilers have themselves a 4-0 lead. They're 20 minutes away from a Stanley Cup. First time it has been in Western Canada since 1925. The Islanders having some problems. The biggest problem of the period, the fact that they couldn't kill off the penalty, something that they had done 14 out of 15 times, but not in that second period, and the Oilers are leading 4-0. Bob Bourne will be joining Eddie Westfall as they analyze the second period when we return to Edmonton right after these messages.
Nissan Turbo.
The all-new Nissan 200SX Turbo is looking for a few good drivers.
Hey, you're talking to me.
The 200SX Turbo, new fuel-injected engine and high-performance suspension. Major technology from Nissan.
Give me a turbo and I come alive.
Come alive, Turbo, come and drive Turbo. Major motion from Nissan.
At your Datsun dealer.
After 18 holes on a hot afternoon, you probably think I'd shower with a deodorant soap. Not a chance. I'm Keith Fergus, and I made a break from deodorant soaps. A clean break with Ivory. Look inside. Ivory's a basic, natural soap, and I like that. What I don't like are soaps that cover up clean with deodorants or heavy perfumes. I don't want that stuff all over me. With Ivory, I feel like there's nothing on me but clean. I can feel it. I can smell it. I call that an honest clean.
Make a clean break with Ivory. No soap can get you cleaner.
Attentively Hyatt. Graciously Hyatt. Efficiently Hyatt. Excitingly Hyatt.
Wish you were here.
Uniquely Hyatt.
Wish you were here.
Impressively Hyatt.
We're gonna make your stay a pleasure in every way. And we wish you were, wish you were, wish you were here. For a touch of
Unmistakably.
Hyatt.
A small business is almost never too small for a personal computer, especially one that puts popular software at your fingertip, like the Hewlett-Packard touchscreen personal computer. A touch of the screen lets you keep track of customers, walk through your ledger, see that inventory's the right size, and write letters to boot. With Hewlett-Packard, making your way to the top needn't be such a difficult feat. See the touchscreen personal computer at your nearest Hewlett-Packard dealer.
After a long business trip, the last thing you need is a hassle at the airport. That's why Eastern has one-time check-in. It's like going from the curb directly to your plane. Because Eastern can give you boarding passes for your entire trip the first time you check in. One-time check-in. Eastern's way of wishing you many happy returns.
At Eastern, we earn our wings every day.
End of the second period, the Edmonton Oilers 4, the New York Islanders still with no score. With me as a guest analyst between the second and third period, injured Bob Bourne. And Bob, the Islanders struggled in the second period trying to get things going, but after Bob Nystrom had a couple of good opportunities, one good shot and a rebound attempt, then of course they had some not so good, but they seemed to take over some of the territorial play.
I thought the guys played fairly well that period. Not as good as the first, but you know, like you said, you know, if Bobby can score there, the guys need something positive to feed on, and we're just not getting it out there.
Bobby, let me get to the aspect of something to get to feed on. The Islanders not necessarily look upon one player in a leadership role, do they?
No, we don't. I mean, we never have in the past. Maybe in the first year or two, you know, we kind of look for Bryan or Mike to pull us out of something, but you know, they've always done it in the past. And the thing is, you know, the guys have come up, a guy like Brent Sutter, and you know, Clark, he's played very well. There's so many guys in this team that can lead it, and I don't think it's something we lacked. It's just something that hasn't happened.
Looking at the end of the first period and the beginning of the second period, 2 power play goals by Edmonton. Now, the Islanders are not necessarily out of a hockey game after one period being down 2-0. But I was a little surprised, a couple of penalties. Would you say that that's kind of an inexperienced role by Dwayne Sutter to go in and take a couple of penalties in the areas that he did?
Well, I wouldn't think so, Eddie. I mean, Dwayne, you know, I think on his first penalty, he's just going in there to help somebody out. There was a scramble in there, and Dwayne's the type of guy that's going to help any teammate out. The second one, I think he just caught a step or two behind. He had to take the guy down, but you know, I think Dwayne's very frustrated. A lot of the guys are frustrated. I think, you know, what's happening out there is you get behind and you try so much harder, you burn yourself out physically and emotionally, and that's what's happening.
Is one worse than the other? Is the emotional drain harder on players than it is physically?
I think so. I mean, you try and do so many different things. You know, when I'm behind, I mean, I'm going in full gear the whole time, and I don't have the greatest stamina in the world, but, you know, I'm gone in 30 seconds. I mean, let's get off the ice, but emotionally, it's really hard on you.
Bobby, while we're here, let's take a look at the 2 goals that were scored, both power play goals that are going to make it very difficult for the Islanders here in the third period. We talked about coverage, and maybe you can give us an idea here.
Well, the big thing here, Ed, is, you know, they take their shot from the point, and we've always scored on rebounds. Our big goals are scored on rebounds, and Lindsman just picks it up in the slot here. He's hanging out in the slot. He just walks in, made a great move on Rolly and put it in.
Not really anything Roland Melanson can do in a situation. He's got to make the initial stop, and in such a stop can't control the rebound. And Lindsman, of course, being the extra man, being on the power play, has the whole top of the net. Melanson really not at fault because he's committed. Jari Kurri scored also with Dwayne Sutter in the penalty box, maybe a little different goal.
Well, they're throwing the puck around pretty well here. We're playing a tight box, trying to make sure they keep them to the outside. And Coffey made a nice play. He just laid it into Kurri, and he's got that great shot. And I think it went right between Rolly's legs. He wasn't quite set up for it.
Kind of a different angle shot. I think, yeah, Rolly looked like he was on the move, looked like he was moving from left to right. And by the time he got his left leg over, that hard shot by Kurri was in. Doom and gloom is not really a part of the game that you and I ever remembered, but the Islanders faced, they've got a job to try and do that they can't do or couldn't do through two games plus 2 periods, Bob. Would it be quiet in the dressing room, or would somebody be trying to get the players to think about something more positive?
I think it's a time to be quiet in there. You have to sit to yourself, talk to yourself, and try and figure out what you can do to help the team. And I think it'll be very quiet in there. Alan Lorne are going to come in and try and do something different, you know, some sort of maybe different forechecking or something like that, something different coming out of our end so we can get some breakouts out of our end and try and go down the score.
All right, Bobby, and thank you for the analysis, and we'll see you probably somewhere after the game.
Okay.
Bobby Bourne. Now let's go back over and rejoin Jakes McDonald.
All right, Eddie, guests on New York Islanders hockey receive the original members-only strap collar jacket. It's today's most exciting, most wanted jacket. Members only. When you put it on, something happens. Available at fine stores everywhere. Well, they've gone for the silver polish. Polishing up Lord Stanley's Cup, the Edmonton Oilers lead the New York Islanders 4-0. We'll return right after these messages.
It's that time again. Time to double up on the king of beers. Summer fun calls for plenty of ice-cold Bud. Pick a pair and look for this special offer on a pair of Budweiser Olympic Steins, insulated to keep your Bud cold. So double up on 6-packs, 12-packs, even cases. And don't forget to send for your Bud Olympic Steins. This Bud's for you.
What does it take to excel? It takes speed, reliability, economy. It takes express mail next day service from the post office. We'll deliver your urgent packages overnight. And our 2-pound pack is just $9.35, about half what most others charge. So next time, use the service that delivers over 95,000 packages on time every day. Express mail service. We deliver excellence for less.
I've driven in the snow, and I've driven in the mud. Let me tell you, neither's fun, bud.
Drive on Bridgestone, drive on.
Eats up snow and tracks like an arrow, drinks up the water and spits out the miles, and that's miles of smiles.
Drive on Bridgestone, drive on.
Being safe and feeling right, you got your world locked up tight, right?
Right.
Drive on Bridgestone, drive on.
High-tech tread design for all kinds of weather. The name is Bridgestone.
Drive on Bridgestone, drive on.
If doing business around the world takes too much time, discover the AT&T International Business Network.
Mr. Columbus.
With AT&T, you can reach decision makers everywhere quickly.
Queen Isabella?
Attend an international teleconference.
Your Majesties?
But where
without leaving the U.S. Send exact copies of key documents internationally in minutes using fax.
And not in the East Indies?
The most cost-effective way, the AT&T International Business Network.
I was relaxing watching a really good movie the other night. And all of a sudden there's a commercial. And this announcer is screaming at me about some car sell-a-thon. You notice they don't say sale, they say sell-a-thon. That's exactly what it is. A big sell.
When your Buick dealer gives you a price, believe it.
If there's one thing I hate, it's a high-pressure sell.
The New York Islanders being blanked by the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton won the first game of the series 1-0 a week ago at the Nassau Coliseum, a little more than a week ago. And here tonight, a couple of goals by Wayne Gretzky in the first period, power play goals by Linsman and Kurri in the second, and they're up 4-0 over the Islanders. The New York Mets have a weekend series in San Diego. They were losers last night. They're getting ready to play the middle game of the series. Standing by at Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego, Ralph Kiner and Tim McCarver. So let's go to San Diego, guys.
From San Diego, California, this is Ralph Kiner along with Tim McCarver and Steve Zabriskie for WOR TV. And we got a game about to get underway here in San Diego on a beautiful night for baseball. It's the Mets against the Padres, the second game of a three-game set. And the Mets lost the first game last night, so the Mets have to play catch-up here tonight. The Mets are going against the left-hand pitcher, Mark Thurman, and the Mets against left-hand pitching have won 9 and lost only 3. Tim?
Well, the lineup for the Mets is about the same. The only change is Kelvin Chapman is in there at second base tonight. And, of course, Ed Lynch is the pitcher going for his 5th victory of the year. He started against the Dodgers last Saturday in a very gutty performance, pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 earned runs, but was the winning pitcher. And this, of course, tonight will be his 2nd start of the year.
And the first pitch of the ball game hit on the ground to Templeton, the shortstop, and the throw to first base for the out. So Kelvin a quick out as this ball game gets underway. The Mets with a record of 19-15. They are 1 game out of first place, in second place. The Padres with a record of 20-18. They trail the Dodgers by 1/2 game. So on a beautiful night for baseball here in San Diego, an outstanding ball game. And now the batter coming up is Jose Oquendo. Oquendo last night 0 for 1. Thurman, the left-hander, has no record against the Mets. And his first pitch to Oquendo is ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes.
Thurman worked a third of an inning in relief against the Mets last year. A very impressive year last year. He was 7-3 for the Padres.
And that ball fouled off. We'd like to invite you to join us for the remainder of the Mets baseball broadcast right here in San Diego, right after the NHL playoff game. So now back to Jiggs McDonald and Ed Westfall in Edmonton.
Our thanks, Tim McCarver, Ralph Kiner. Those Mets have had everybody talking in the baseball world, battling for first place in the National League East. They and the Cubs, a surprise team in the East. I know there are a lot of nights and days of entertainment ahead here on WOR. Mr. Zabriskie, Mr. Kiner, and Mr. McCarver in Mets baseball. We've got 20 minutes remaining in regulation time. Game number 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Oilers leading the Islanders by a score of 4-0. The drive for 5. Feature on WOR next Saturday, May 26th at 7:30, and again Sunday, May 27th at 4:30, featuring the Islanders in the Stanley Cup playoffs and their drive for 5, a special next Saturday at 7:30 and Sunday at 4:30. Don't forget, reservations, a few of them remain for the New York Islanders Nassau County Summer Hockey Day School. School begins July 9th. It'll run through September 1st. Both 1- and 2-week sessions available for boys and girls ages 7 to 18. And as in the past years, the last 2 weeks are reserved for the advanced player. You can get information and a brochure on the New York Islander Summer Hockey Day School by calling Pontiac Park on Long Island. Area code is 516. The telephone number is 935-3501. 516-935-3501 for information on the Islanders Summer Hockey Day School. The Islanders to the left, the Oilers to the right. Edmonton has scored 2 of their 4 goals on the power play, and they've had 4 opportunities. The Islanders are 0 for 2 when they have had the man advantage. Each team has had 14 shots on goal. Will it be the Islanders' final period of hockey this season, or can they rally and extend the series to Game 6, which would be Tuesday night at the Nassau Coliseum? It's come down to the final period here, and an uphill battle facing the New York Islanders. You look at Mark Messier as he gets ready for the drop of the puck. Won by Pat LaFontaine of the Islanders to Thomas Johnson. Over to Clark Gillies. But off his stick, collided with the linesman, and now Flatley comes over the Edmonton line. Lets a shot go that hit low. LaFontaine breaks in, shoots, he scores! LaFontaine, 13 seconds into the third period. His first goal in the Stanley Cup Finals, and now the margin is 3.
They go to the kids. Pat Flatley helped out. Here's Clark Gillies. He sprung the puck loose in front of Fogel in number 2. Here comes Flatley. Takes a shot, blocked by Kevin Lowe. The rebound. Here's LaFontaine over a sprawling Andy Moog. And the Islanders get a little hope. They get their first goal. His second of the playoffs by Pat LaFontaine, 13 seconds into the third period.
Well, they get what they wanted, a quick goal. Now we'll see how the Oilers handle this situation. The Islanders into forecheck. Flatley knocked Anderson off the puck. It's picked up by Gillies. Centered. LaFontaine scores! LaFontaine tipped the puck by Moog. It's 4-2.
Whatever was done between the periods is working for the Islanders. They cut in half the 4-0 lead by the Edmonton Oilers. 35 seconds into the period, the Islanders, led with Clark Gillies, Pat LaFontaine, and Pat Flatley, have scored 2 quick goals to make it 4-2. LaFontaine, his third goal now of the playoffs. His second came at 13 seconds, and 22 seconds later, he's made it 4-2.
The New York goal, his third of
the Islanders in control of the puck at their own line now. Tonelli took it from Morrow. Shoots it into the Edmonton zone. Moog out of the net, cutting it off for Coffey. Around the boards, it hit Hughes. He's checked by Tonelli. Tonelli and McClellan collide. Bossy goes in to pick it up. He gets bowled over, falls on top of the puck, and there's no further play. Goals 22 seconds apart. Gillies gets the only assist on the second by LaFontaine at the 35-second mark after Flatley and Gillies had set him up at the 13-second mark.
The one thing Glenn Sather must have talked about between periods, we haven't won anything yet. That's what Al Arbour would have told his team if he was ahead 4-0. He said it before. Look at LaFontaine as he pumped on the bench. 2 quick goals by Pat LaFontaine. Flatley and Gillies assisting on the first one. Gillies alone on the second one have made it 4-2.
Now the Islanders get the puck following the draw. Tonelli's shot went off Huddy. He goes back to the net with it out in front. Came back to Boudelier. He had to leave his skates to hold it in and dumped it to the corner. Huddy clears it outside the line. Boudelier brought it back in. Pushed into John D'Amico, the linesman, but we get a call for the offside. The resulting face-off will be outside the Edmonton blue line.
It can turn around in a hurry, Jakes. The mental part of this hockey game, the psychological part, 2 fast goals. They could get the Edmonton Oilers backing up a little bit, trying to be a little cautious, trying to protect the 2-goal lead. For only a few moments ago, they had a 4-goal lead and sat very comfortably on top of it.
You had a look at Al Arbour. He has aged a great deal this week. Edmonton has not been to his liking. He played here during his career as well. Nystrom forechecking in the Edmonton end. Slowed up Gretzky. Brent Sutter went in after the puck. 3 Oilers back of that goal line, and they move it up the left wing to Semenko. Now to Kurri. Kurri over the Islander line with a shot just missed as he went to the right side of Melanson. Nystrom fed it ahead into center ice. Out of the reach of Greg Gilbert. Icing is waved off. Greg gave it to Kurri, out to Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky to Pozar in left wing. He fires one and just missed on the left side as Melanson came out to cut down the angle. Greg Gilbert in the battle for it. Got it to Potvin. He and Nystrom move over the Edmonton line. Potvin's shot is blocked. Good stick save by Moog. Right up at the top of the goal crease. Now it comes out in front of the net. Kurri clears it, but not out. Johnson couldn't handle it, and it stepped down into the Islanders' zone right to Melanson. 17 minutes, 45 seconds left in the third period. It's 4-2 Edmonton. Breaking pass off Caller's stick. Potvin threaded it right up. Moog steered it back to the net. The Oilers try to come over center ice. Persson knocked it down, dumped it back in on a delayed offside that is called down. 2.5 minutes gone in the third period. A break in the action. Edmonton 4, the New York Islanders 2.
For everybody who's been making do and doing without, the Bank of New York has the Goodbye loan.
Goodbye, old clunker.
Besides auto loans,
Goodbye, Dockside Blues.
we've got loans for boats and home improvement loans. So say goodbye to just getting by with a Goodbye loan.
Goodbye, old paint.
Only from the Bank of New York. Annual percentage rate for home improvement loans, now 14%.
Butch Goring has come out with Dwayne Sutter and Anders Kaller. Kaller takes a long pass from Persson and dumps it into the Edmonton end. Dwayne Sutter in after it. Lowe knocked it away from him. Picked up and cleared out of there by Anderson. Going back is Dave Langevin. Langevin around to the left side for Kaller. Dumps it into center ice out of the reach of Goring. Lowe backs in over his own blue line and now gives it to Lindstrom on left wing. Lindstrom flips it into the Islanders zone. Langevin gives chase. Persson spilled Lindstrom in his pursuit of the puck. Fans yelling about that. Lindstrom back on his skates is checked again by Persson. Wayne Sutter played it to the side of the net. Melanson moves it up the boards. It got away from Paul Coffey. Coffey and Huddy coming back. Pass across to Charlie Huddy, now to Mark Messier. Has pumped it in around the boards. Melanson left it for Morrow. Then Morrow to Paul Baudelaire. He's out of his own zone with a pass to LaFontaine across the line. LaFontaine to Gillies. Gillies missed Flatley as he cut in toward the net. And Flatley picks it up again in the corner. Gave it to Gillies. Gillies checked as he tried to pass it to LaFontaine, and the Oilers have cleared it down inside the Islanders zone. It goes right to Melanson, so there's no icing. Baudelaire is hit hard by Lumley. Meantime, Flatley trying to move it up the boards and went into the Islander players' bench, and play has been called.
Jigs, the 2 goals by Pat LaFontaine is a new National Hockey League record for the fastest 2 goals from the start of a period. The old record, 1 minute and 8 seconds by Dick Duff of the Toronto Maple Leafs on April the 9th, 1963 against Detroit and goalie Terry Sawchuk.
Boy, in that line of LaFontaine, Gillies, and Flatley almost had themselves another one right there.
Close call. They put good pressure on. They've got the Edmonton Oilers running around a little bit in their own end of the ice. Something that John Muckler, assistant coach, along with coach Gwen Sather, would like to get things slowed down.
Bossy took Potvin's pass and moved in, was checked by Jackson. There's Conacher off the boards to McClellan. Potvin cuts across to break up that play. Waited for Bossy to get back onside, gave it to Janssen. Thomas Janssen dumps it in around the boards. Chasing it is McClellan. Now to Jackson. Jackson comes up the left wing, out into center ice, then shot it in wide of Melanson. Off the boards for Potvin. To Bossy. Goes rink wide to Trottier. Tonelli takes it from him. Gave it back to Trottier as he came over the Edmonton line. Trailer pass. Nobody moved up in time, and here's Hughes. Hughes dumps it wide of Melanson. Thomas Janssen is back for it now. Still 15 minutes to play in the third period. It's 4-2 Edmonton after LaFontaine scored twice, 22 seconds apart. Janssen slaps it around the boards in the Edmonton end. The Islanders have gone for a player change, and Brent Sutter comes out in time to recover the puck inside the blue line. Gave it to Baudelaire. He and Morrow on defense. Gilbert, Brent Sutter, and Nystrom, the forwards. Nystrom pass, intercepted. Gretzky dumps it across the line. Semenko chasing Baudelaire. Baudelaire fell as he cleared it around to the right wing corner for Nystrom. Tipped it to Morrow. Out of Greg Gilbert. Off his stick to Lowe. To Kurri. Just dumped it to the corner. Morrow is being chased by Gretzky as he went back for the puck. Kenny Morrow dumps it up the middle of the ice. Oilers on a player change. Huddy and Coffey out at the moment. They're giving it to Kurri. Steps over the line on the right side. Shot it high and wide of the net. And there is Flatley. Down to Baudelaire. Up the middle it goes. Off LaFontaine's skates and into the Edmonton end. Messier comes back. Mark Messier fed it to Huddy. Up the right side goes Lindstrom. He's across the line with Anderson. Potvin knocks Lindstrom flying. He ends up on the board. The puck came to the side of the net. Recovered by Potvin. Potvin sends Gillies down the left side. Gillies working on Huddy as he tried to cut in around him. They go to the boards, banging away at one another. Gillies has it in his skates, and they'll freeze it for a face-off. 13:49 remaining in the third period. You're watching the Stanley Cup playoffs live on WOR Channel.
The airline that doesn't plan for the future may not have one. 5 years ago, Eastern saw the future in a remarkable aircraft. Now it's here. The new Boeing 757. The most advanced, most fuel-efficient commercial jet ever built. It's going to help Eastern hold down the cost of flying for years to come.
At Eastern, we earn our wings every day.
Jiggs, Pat Flatley's assist on the first Islander goal by Pat LaFontaine gives him the lead in the rookie scoring in the playoffs. That's over Alan McGuinness of Calgary.
Messier for Edmonton to Anderson. Yeah, Calgary got great play out of McGuinness after calling him up. And watch Flatley feeding the puck to LaFontaine. He's into the Edmonton end, was checked by Coffey. They go to the boards together. Flatley picks it up, gave it to Gillies. Gillies gets turned around, and up comes Anderson. 2-on-2 as Lindstrom joins him on right wing. And Lindstrom went in offside. Gillies, in the meantime, and a little battle going on inside the Edmonton blue line with Mark Messier. There is 19-year-old Pat LaFontaine, born in St. Louis, Missouri, grew up in the Detroit area. The team that he played for has produced a couple of players. That is his amateur hockey team, and to see where the people that own that team have now purchased themselves an Ontario junior hockey team that'll play out of Windsor, Ontario. CompuWare, folks. Jackson has shot the puck into the Islander zone. Anders Kaller trying to come out on the left side. Gregg took it at center ice, and it's relayed back in over the line by Linsman. Melanson, who replaced Smith at the end of the first period, moved it around. There's Kaller trying to send Goring into the clear. Goring reaching for the puck, now gets it to Dwayne Sutter and across to Pearson. Back up the right wing. Here comes Kaller. He's over the Edmonton line with Sutter trailing. Kaller shot off the blocking glove of Moog. Lumley wheels out for Edmonton with a pass to Linsman. Back to Lumley. Sutter stepped in front of him. Dwayne Sutter playing with Goring and Kaller, and this is Dwayne Sutter once more. Trying to get through the defense. Put it between the skates of Gregg. Puts it out in front of the net now, and it comes bouncing loose. Lumley clears it off the glass. Morrow knocked it down, and Goring gets it back to Boudelier. The Islanders playing with the intensity that was missing in games 3 and 4 of the series. Bossy with the puck comes over the Edmonton line, trying to work on low. Bossy held it, gave it to Morrow, and his shot went high on the stick side. Boudelier goes to the left wing boards. Took ahead as he dumped it to the corner. Now it ends up in his skates along with Hughes, and play is called. There's a break in the action. Still 12 minutes left in the third period. The score is Edmonton 4, the Islanders 2.
This Bud's for everyone who keeps things rolling on the mighty Mississippi.
Breakaway barge, please respond.
Let's get him.
This is Nathan Golding. We're right below you, and we on our way out.
I'll come around on the port side and bumper there.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Face-off is in the circle to the right of Moog as Trottier got the ball, the draw. Bossy just backhanded it wide. Cleared around by McClellan, right to Morrow from the point. A shot went off Moog's stick as Denis was parked there trying to deflect it. Morrow unable to hold it in at the blue line. Boudelier goes back to recover the puck. Being chased by Hughes. Boudelier gave it to Bryan Trottier. Now to Bossy. He and Tonelli move up 2-on-2. Bossy a long shot. That missed. Comes out to Tonelli. Slapped it right on. Good stop by Moog. So he went down to the right and got the stick back to make the save. Oilers clear it to center ice. Brent Sutter worked it off the boards. McClellan picks it up. Comes over the line offside.
Islanders getting some sustained offensive effort, Jags, the thing they're going to need. They're still down by 2, but they've closed the gap. 2 quick goals, 22 seconds apart by Pat LaFontaine at the beginning of the period. 13 seconds and 35 seconds into the period.
Johnson wheeling out for the Islanders, breaking past to Nystrom, but it was off the stick, and Nystrom was offside as well at the Edmonton line.
Islanders, who've already made it pretty interesting with the 2 goals. Should they get the next one, really make things tough now for Edmonton. While they'd still be ahead by 1, they'll be going in the opposite direction, and the Islanders will be climbing the mountain, trying to get to the top. trying to push Edmonton off the cliff.
Wayne Gretzky comes to center ice. Kurri is on the right. Semenko is on the left. Now Gretzky won't take the face-off. Kurri did, and it went right back to Janssen, to Potvin, out to Nystrom. Bob Nystrom sends Brent Sutter over the line. He gave it to Gilbert. Couldn't get it back to Sutter. Good defensive play. Huddy, who had gone down to block it. Potvin. Huddy moved into center ice to pick it up. Shoots it into the Islander end, wide of Melanson. Danny Potvin has it there. Potvin's pass. Cross to Greg Gilbert. Now to Nystrom. Works in around Coffey at the Edmonton line. Huddy came over and slapped it up into the seats, so there's no further play. We'll take a break in the action here with Edmonton leading the Islanders 4-2.
You probably think a guy who does this for a living needs to shower with a deodorant soap. No way, because I made a break from deodorant soaps. A clean break with Ivory. Look, Ivory's a basic natural soap to give you an honest clean. Not like soaps that mix up clean with deodorants or heavy perfumes. Ivory gets me as clean as I can be. That's an honest clean.
Make a clean break. With Ivory, no soap can get you cleaner, no matter what fancy stuff you try.
Pat LaFontaine has come out for the New York Islanders. Flatley is on the right. Gillies is on the left with its face-off. Everybody stepped into the face-off area a little too quickly. LaFontaine had the puck down too quickly. Stick down at least, and the puck comes back to Jackson following the draw. Gillies and Anderson got the sticks up a little bit following the face-off. The puck loose, Flatley with it, put it out in front. Gillies couldn't get to it in time. LaFontaine does, and his shot was deflected. Gillies steps into Jackson. The puck goes to Morrow from the point. Good stop by Moog as the Islanders are buzzing around to the Edmonton end again. Messier is able to clear it outside the line, and Morrow drops it back to Boudelier. Slaps it in quickly. Comes around the boards. Flatley fired it toward the net. That was cut off. Randy Gregg out to center ice for Anderson, who was waiting for it. He comes over the line with a bullet. Good stop by Melanson. Rebound to Lindstrom, and it's loose at the side of the net. Melanson left it for LaFontaine, and he starts out of the far corner, dumping it outside the line. Kevin Lowe picks it up. Lowe, with 10 minutes left in the third period, has dumped it in. There's Boudelier on the left side. Shoots it inside the Edmonton zone. Lowe went back for it, got checked by Keller. Lumley picks up the puck. Sutter stepped into him. Here's Linsman. Danny Linsman gets turned around as Goring is checking him. Lumley steps into Linsman, who managed to get the puck ahead. Dwayne Sutter can't get it out of there. Linsman and Lumley go to the corner again. Dwayne Sutter comes in, bumping on the play along with Kozar. Linsman knocks Lumley down. The puck has been frozen on the boards. Face-off will be to the right of Melanson.
Islanders got a break there, Jigs. Dave Langevin without a stick. Lumley without the puck. Langevin went over and just bear wrestled him right to the ice. No call by the referee. He's going to let the players decide the hockey game. Roland Melanson has come in and do a fine job. Look at the stop by Roland Melanson. He got a piece of it. Then with the puck loose, Anderson moving in, trying to put it between his feet. It's knocked behind the net where Pat LaFontaine finally gained control.
Now Edmonton making some late changes. Semenko coming out with Gretzky and Kurri. One of the fans just held up a big sign. Tonight's menu featured champagne and New York steak. I was in a restaurant here in Edmonton last night where the feature was Long Island duck for $9.90.
A lot of imagination.
Right from the draw, it went to Melanson, and he made the stop and smothered the puck.
Alertly, Bryan Trottier goes over. That had to go, Rolly. I won't let him do that again. I was thinking of the wrong thing when Gretzky, right from the drop of the puck. Let's take a look. Watch the stick of Gretzky. There's the puck. Shot right on. Roland Melanson, alert, makes the save.
Gretzky and Bryan Trottier once more. To the right of Roland Melanson. Number 99, who had been quiet as far as goal scoring in the series until Thursday. Got the first 2 goals here tonight, giving him 4 in the Stanley Cup final. Now Potvin comes over center ice. Across the Edmonton line, he got it to Tonelli, shot it off Fogelin. It's picked up by Lowe. Lowe slaps it around the boards and all the way down into the Islanders' zone. Danny Potvin will be the first man back, and we get an icing call with 8 minutes and 58 seconds left. New York Mets baseball right after tonight's hockey telecast from Edmonton. The Mets are in San Diego. The weekend series will have National League action for you from Jack Murphy Stadium later on this evening. 51-year-old Al Arbor, 14 years of coaching experience in the NHL. Played with Detroit, Chicago, Toronto, and St. Louis. The Islanders trailing 4-2. We understand that the Mets have taken a 2-0 lead over the Padres in that ball game. Messier comes over the Islander line on left wing. Dumps it into the corner, goes back to the net. Hughes trying to feed it out to McClellan. Now comes to the near side and was checked. Thomas Janssen moves out. Bossy flipped it just out of the reach of Tonelli. Tonelli trying to get it away from Huddy. It comes back to Janssen at center ice. Puts it into the left wing corner. Coffey goes after it. Tonelli comes in. They bump around. Tonelli trying to dig the puck out of Coffey's skates. Got it to Bossy. Now to Trottier. Bryan Trottier feeds it back to the net. It's picked off and cleared by McClellan to Conacher. Conacher puts it into the center ice zone. Brutalier has it. Hughes into forecheck. Brutalier goes back in deeper. Marks behind the net. Brutalier to Trottier. Trottier dumps it into the corner. Messier and Nystrom chasing it as they round the net. The puck came loose for Gregg. Plays it up the wing. It went right to Brent Sutter. His shot cleared at the side of the net. Right back to Sutter, and a good save by Moog. Gilbert from back of the net. Put it out in front. It was in the goal mouth. Comes loose, and Conacher has cleared it out into center ice. Gilbert catches up with him. Conacher into the Islanders zone. Is knocked down in the check. Brutalier and Conacher fighting for it. They freeze it on the boards, and play has been called with 7 minutes and 31 seconds left in the third period. The score, Edmonton Oilers 4, the New York Islanders 2.
You know, we haven't messed up an engine all day.
It was your idea to come here.
Yeah, big parking lot, lots of cars.
Has the whole world switched to new mobile super unleaded gasoline?
It's so powerful.
And it's got higher octane. What do they have against knocking and pinging?
Fellas, let's forget Mobil improved their super unleaded.
Why?
It's beneath us. With 7 minutes and 31 seconds, I wouldn't be a bit surprised unless the Islanders get another goal here in the next couple of minutes. You may see Al Arbor do that old goaltender switch around trick and bring Smith back in. One of the differences between hockey and some other sports, yanked from a game, in the case of a goaltender, you can go back in unless you've been thrown out for an infraction of the rules of some sort. Flatley checked at his own end of the ice. Janssen picks it up back of the net. Got it up the left side. Gillies dumps it out into the center ice zone. Jackson chasing it. Flatley gets in quickly, but Jackson, with time to spare, gave it to Messier. His pass intercepted. Janssen over the Edmonton line. Gave it to Flatley. Flatley in deep on right wing. Shot it wide of the net. It comes back to Potvin at the point. He lets one go, and it was tipped wide. LaFontaine picks it up back of the net. Gets tripped up in the play. Flatley dumped it through in front, but there was nobody there, and this is Lindstrom. Lindstrom over center ice. Gave it to Gretzky. He is checked by Janssen. Lowe gets it right back to Gretzky. Winds up for the slap shot. Lets it go, and it hit Potvin. Melanson dumped it to the corner. There's Gretzky again to Kurri, and he shot it off Janssen. Semenko and Flatley collide as Janssen comes up with the puck. Now that's Janssen into center ice. Laid it to the right side. Lowe broke up the pass. It's stolen by Janssen. Gets over the line. Janssen is checked right at the blue line. Held on to the puck and dumped it to the corner. LaFontaine stepped in, put it out in front, and there was nobody there. They had Moog trapped behind the net. Couldn't find anybody in a blue shirt. Gretzky with the puck now, and a shot deflected by Persson. Wayne Sutter over on left wing. Left it for Langevin. Trying to move up the boards. Could not. Gretzky goes back to the net. Couldn't get there in time as Persson moves it to Goring. Pass to Kaller. Anders Kaller is into the Edmonton end of the ice. The pass to Goring off his stick. Wayne Sutter plays it back to the net. Goring gets double teamed. Oilers trying to come up the left side. Pozar too well covered. Goring will pick it up back to the net. Puts it off to the side of the goal where it hit Huddy. Coffey clears it. Langevin knocked it down. Dumped it in, but that was blocked and cleared by Kurri and goes up into the crowd. Now the clock becoming important as we take a break here. There's 5 minutes and 27 seconds left in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final.
Eastern announces a major breakthrough in airline bonus programs. We've added TWA to our program so we can land frequent travelers in cities we don't even fly to, in Europe and the Middle East, as well as to all the places we do fly to. And when you fly TWA, we credit your miles in our program. So enroll on your next Eastern flight. You'll never find a better time to join.
At Eastern, we earn our wings every day.
From the face-off, the Islanders have dumped the puck into the Edmonton zone. Bossy into forecheck. It came back to Morrow. In around the boards where Bossy was knocked down by Kevin Lowe, and the Oilers are able to clear it. Trottier being chased back into his own end by Kevin McClellan. Trottier dumped it into center. Picked off by Lowe. Knocked out of the air by Tonelli. It's loose at the Edmonton line and recovered. Hughes over to Conacher on left wing. Conacher a shot that was deflected by Morrow. Trottier got it to Tonelli. It bounced over his stick. Fogelin with a shot from the point that was blocked. Came right back to McClellan. McClellan moving in. Shoots. Melanson the save. McClellan the rebound, and Melanson blocks that. Fed it off for John Tonelli. Tonelli ran into Pozar's check. And Morrow plays it to the left side. The pass way out of the reach of Trottier, and it ends up in the Edmonton zone. Now 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third period. The Islanders trail 4-2 as Brent Sutter ties up Linsman. Nystrom at the Edmonton line gets control of the puck. Can't get in around Jackson. There's Pozar. Pozar feeds it ahead for Lumley on left wing. Shot it around the boards. Pozar goes after it in the Islanders zone. Centered it. It's broken up, and up comes Potvin. Potvin works on Jackson. He's over the Edmonton line with Nystrom. Potvin a shot. That's deflected high. Goes into the seats to the right of the goaltender. There's a break here in Edmonton. Let's check in on National League Baseball. To San Diego, Ralph Kiner and Tim McCarver.
Ralph Kiner for WRTV in San Diego, California. The Mets are leading by a score of 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Please join us for the remainder of the Mets baseball game right after the NHL playoff game. Now back to Jiggs McDonald at Ed Westfall in Edmonton.
All right, guys, we have 4 minutes and 2 seconds left in the third period here in Edmonton.
Jiggs, I would have to guess that after Pat LaFontaine and his line, Gillies and Flatley, after they have had their shift, I'll bet that Billy Smith will be back in the hockey game.
Well, we'll wait and see, Eddie. It would make sense. Janssen from the blue line, a shot blocked. There's Gillies battling for it. Flatley picks it up. Back to Potvin. Lets it go, and it was blocked. Lindstrom breaks out. 2-on-1 as Anderson comes up to join him. Janssen back, broke up the play. Now Anderson gets a stick on it, and Potvin slammed him into the boards. Danny Potvin comes out of the corner. Fed it across to Clark Gillies. Gillies dumps it in from center ice. Going back for it is Messier. Flatley took it away from him, but it went right to Anderson. Plays it behind the net for Gregg. Randy Gregg put it right on the stick of Morrow. He shoots. Good stop by Moog, and the rebound was out of the reach of LaFontaine. Morrow from the right point. That's kicked out by Moog and a pad save. Jackson handed it back to Morrow. Over it goes. LaFontaine shot it wide. Moog is down on the ice. The referee, Brian Lewis, has called the play as Andy Moog lies flat on the ice.
Motionless too, Jiggs, and they're waving Pat Flatley. I did not see the play. Flatley has gone to the penalty box. Andy Moog is on the ice, motionless.
That is Mike Zanier. Z or Z-A-N-I-E-R. On the Edmonton bench is the backup goaltender, and their training staff out attending to Andy Moog. Now this happens with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third period. Moog may have been acting a little.
The time, 16 minutes, 45.
Let's see what happened if we can. There's the arm up.
It's already happened as Pat Flatley has gone to the penalty box. Bad penalty for Flatley to take. He's done so much to help the Islanders. Watch the left corner of the screen. Maybe we can pick it up. There's somebody moving in. Flatley didn't do anything. He bumped into him. Moog went down and stayed there motionless. But you know what? You know what, Jake? Your first thought is Billy Smith again, and one of the plays that he made on the Oilers to draw the same thing, the same kind of a penalty against Anderson, where they got 5 minutes. It's a 2-minute penalty. It's a 2-minute penalty to Pat Flatley with only 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the hockey game. That's a tough break for the Islanders and a big, big one for the Edmonton Oilers, who were in trouble.
Yes, they were. They were reeling in their own end of the ice, but the Islanders unable to finish them off, and here's Gretzky into the Islander end. He was checked by Morrow. Kaller picks it up. And there's Kaller twisting and turning to get away from Gretzky. Gretzky hung right with him, centers the puck to Kurri, and his shot hit Boudelier. Charlie Huddy dumps it back to the net for Wayne Gretzky. He gives it to Coffey, off the boards into the corner. Lumley tied up. Gretzky kicking at it. Goring has taken it away from him. Butch Goring comes up the middle of the ice. 3 Oilers back as he crosses the blue line. Got into some traffic, and the puck was knocked off his stick. Huddy has given it to Lumley. Now to Messier. Mark Messier into the Islander zone is checked. Lumley rips one. Stick save by Melanson, and Thomas Johnson for the Islanders. Cleared it around the boards, but right to Huddy. Into the corner to Messier. He is checked. Trottier picks it up with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Trottier to Kaller. Dumps it down into the Edmonton zone. Paul Coffey with it now. Over to Huddy. Huddy shoots one around the boards. Linsman will pick it up on the left wing. Centers it out in front, but was steered wide by Anderson. He got a second chance and shot it wide. 2 minutes left in the period. Greg Gilbert into the Edmonton zone. Tripped up over Fogelin, and the puck is cleared out to center ice. Anderson up quickly. Johnson chases him wide. They go back of the net, and the puck goes loose. Boudelier banks it off the glass. It'll come outside the line. Taken by Lowe. 25 seconds remaining in Flatley's penalty. Shot at the Islander line. It hit Ray Scapanello, a linesman, and now it's been shoved ahead on a hand pass, apparently, with 17 seconds remaining in Flatley's penalty. And this crowd, over 17,000, sensing an Islander loss. They feel the rain will come to an end with 1 minute and 32 seconds left. There's much that you can say about the New York Islanders. 4 Stanley Cups, something that hadn't been done.
Provided a lot of entertainment for all of us, Jakes.
Yes, they have.
Great hockey all seasons long, and here in the playoffs, excitement. They got into trouble, though, right at the beginning against the Rangers, fought their way out of it. They run into trouble against the Washington Capitals, and they found a way to win. And then against Montreal, after being down 2 games to none, they found a way to beat Montreal or help them beat themselves.
We'd only be fooling ourselves if we thought it was going to last forever. And I know you fans realize that as well. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining here as McClellan shot it off the side of the net. Honecker trying to center. Boudelier gets it to John Tonelli, who plays it rink wide. Morrow moves up. James are at 6 aside again. Morrow has given it to Tonelli. Are there heroics left? Tonelli to Brent Sutter. He's across the line. A shot steered aside by Moog. Sutter goes in after it. Boudelier is checked. Over comes Gillies. Mark Gillies with a shot. It was knocked down as it was going high, and Moog has cleared it up the left side. Paul Coffey moves it out into center ice for Pat Hughes. The Islander net is empty. Hughes tried a shot that hit Boudelier. Now they go to the corner together, trying to tie up the puck. It came loose. Trottier to Gillies. He has relayed it out to center ice. Fogelin going back for Edmonton. 30 seconds remaining. Long pass into the Islander zone is offside with 28 ticks of the clock left. A standing ovation here at the Northlands Coliseum as the Edmonton Oilers are on the verge of dethroning the New York Islanders and becoming the 1984 winners of Lord Stanley's Cup.
They represented themselves well, Jakes. There's the champagne all on ice. Awaiting the end of the hockey game, 28 seconds, and the players and management of the Edmonton Oilers. Defeated 4 straight games last year, they've learned their lesson well. They reversed it all on the Islanders here in the playoffs. They took it to them and kept it on. A timeout has been called by one of the teams. I would have to bet Al Arbor. Look at him. Still going to give it the best shot. You never know in a hockey game what can happen. 28 seconds remaining. Pat LaFontaine scored 2 goals in 22 seconds at the beginning of the period.
You think back, the Islanders won the Stanley Cup in 1980, played 21 games before eliminating the Philadelphia Flyers. The following year, they won it in 18 games. And in 1982, it took 19 games. Last year, 20 games. Tonight, they're playing their 21st playoff game and are on the verge of being eliminated. The dynasty, as it's been called, an infusion of some young blood. We'll see what the future brings. The past has been great. The present has been enjoyable as well. 20 seconds left. They battle for the puck along the boards. LaFontaine centered it, and Lumley shoots it down into an empty net. That will do it. Lumley into an empty net. Firecrackers go off. And the Edmonton fans begin to pour debris down on the ice. The Oilers will win the Stanley Cup.
Now they've got 13 seconds of hockey until they can bring it out.
There's a fan, well, a couple of fans are out on the ice now. All kinds of streamers. They may not get this final 13 seconds in unless they can secure the glass in some areas. The fans now being restrained and ushered off the ice.
The players are trying to get the fans off the ice. They don't belong on the ice, not even a little bit. And they're going to hold up this. Something ugly could happen here with a fan out on the ice, several of them.
Dave Lumley getting only his second goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs into an empty net at 1947 has sealed the victory for the Edmonton Oilers.
They want to get the players up at the face-off area, let them drop the puck and let the clock run down. There's Mark Messier, the Conn Smythe Trophy winner, the best player in the playoffs this season.
Dave Hunter is down at the Edmonton bench in civvies. A couple of the other players, lobsters as they call their extra players here. They played in Moncton, in the American Hockey League this season. The Islanders are going to leave their goal empty. They still have a fan running around on the ice. He is leaving. There's still a whole pile of balloons on the ice. Roland Melanson comes back out. So the Islanders opt to play the conventional manner with 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, and the goaltender. The long reign of the New York Islanders is just about over. And the reign of the Edmonton Oilers has already started in the minds of the fans here. The players realize that they have to play out the clock. 8 seconds now as Messier shoots it in. Melanson drops it off to Potvin. Mark Messier with a stick up in the air. He is the winner of the Conn Smythe Trophy and almost the winner of the high throw of the hockey stick as he wheeled it up into the seats. And there they are, converging on the Edmonton goal. A mob scene. The Edmonton Oilers have won the Stanley Cup. At the other end of the ice, the Islanders congratulating one another. If you look at the new champions, the Oilers won 57 regular season games, lost only 18, had 5 ties, 119 points amassed during the regular season. They swept aside the Winnipeg Jets in 3 games, and then they went on to win the Stanley Cup. John Buckler and Glenn Sather congratulating one another. Peter Pocklington, the owner of the team, right in the middle of it. There's the 2 captains, Wayne Gretzky and Potvin, briefly as the traditional handshake takes place. The Stanley Cup will be brought out onto the ice here momentarily. And we'll return for that presentation, but first, this message.
Buzz for everyone who's getting the 1984 Olympic Games ready for the world. Bud, who's working hard for America's Olympic effort. For all you do. This Bud's for you.
It's really embarrassing when you're misled by some tricky advertising and you stand in the middle of the showroom like an idiot. And the salesman's going, yeah, well, that price is for a totally stripped car. I mean, if you're going to give me the price of a car, give me the price of a real car.
When your Buick dealer gives you a price, believe it.
I mean, don't insult my intelligence.
Lefty Reed of the National Hockey League escorting the Stanley Cup in front of the president, John Ziegler. A happy group of hockey players, as well they should be. A long way to that Stanley Cup. A lot of sacrifices by a lot of people, particularly the players.
And many, many critics who thought they didn't have what it took to be Stanley Cup champions. But in the end, after winning the first game at the Nassau Coliseum, not having a very good second game, some of those critics were heard from again saying, well, Edmonton just doesn't have it. But they did. They beat the Islanders in 3 straight games here at the Northlands Coliseum. John Ziegler gets a hug from Wayne Gretzky, and now Mr. Gretzky has the Stanley Cup.
A lot of boyhood dreams realized in the players and management of the Edmonton Oilers. No greater feeling for any athlete than to reach the pinnacle of his business.
The Oilers, one of the 4 teams from the World Hockey Association that joined the National Hockey League in 1979, become the first of that modern era to capture the National Hockey League's top prize, and the entire team parades it around the ice.
Jakes, they're also the youngest team ever, no, not ever, the New York Rangers, I think, of 39 and 40, were the youngest at 2 years of age to ever win it, but the modern era here, Philadelphia at age 7 and the Islanders at age 8.
There you see it. It's now in the possession of the Edmonton Oilers, and the Islanders, after 4 consecutive Stanley Cups, have given it up. Down in the Edmonton dressing room, they're getting ready for a pork popping celebration, and they'll be dancing in the streets of Edmonton through the wee small hours as the Oilers defeat the Islanders 5-2 and win the best-of-7 final 4-1. We'll return to the Northlands Coliseum, but first, this message.
.1027 WNEW-FM, where rock lives. The true home of rock and roll. Rock of all kinds. Classic rock and new music. Presented by the most rock-smart personalities in radio. Rock lives, and 1027 is the address. Hit the button. And listen to rock around the clock. 1027 WNEW-FM, where rock lives.
It's Tom Clark delivering at 9:28. It's a 727 over the Golden Gate. It's Bill Flynn coming through when time can't wait. It's UPS next day air, and that means getting it there. Getting it there for American industry with early morning delivery, speed, economy. It's Jim Wilson getting jets on their way. It's the UPS system working night and day. It's UPS next day air, and that means getting it there.
Getting it there.
You're looking now at the Conn Smythe Trophy that has been won by that man, Mark Messier. Tears of joy and satisfaction all at the same time. An Edmonton native, Mark Messier, winning the Conn Smythe Trophy, and the Stanley Cup is still out on the ice as they try to head now toward the Edmonton dressing room. A very happy hockey team, and really they're deserving of our congratulations, along with that of the hockey world, Eddie.
No question, Jags. They have really done some job here with the Edmonton Oilers. We all remember back quickly to last year that they forced the Islanders to do something that no one else had forced the Islanders to do, and that was get rattled in their own end of the ice. And Edmonton deserves a lot of credit. It took a lot of hours, a lot of hard work, a lot of practices, a lot of road trips, but they finally accomplished something that no one else could do in the last 5 years.
Now we'll see what they can do as far as an extended string is concerned. There have been many, many people who have said that there is no possibility of any team now equaling what the Islanders have done in recent years of 4 straight. Edmonton would like to disprove that. We have our Budweiser star of the game selection. 18.
Very easy, Jiggs. I'm going to look at the whole New York Islander organization who've done so much and given us all, as we said, so much pleasure. I'll give the champions, and they still are champions, this Bud Star, and this one's for all of you.
The entire 84 New York Islander team is our Budweiser star. We can't give them all a fine gift from Asta Sport, but I know that they'll enjoy the sponsor's product at least. Just in the way of final stats, Edmonton had 23 shots. The Islanders had 24. Those 2 quick goals by Pat LaFontaine at the start of the 3rd period, making it 4-2, and then Dave Lumley into an empty net at 19:47. Edmonton not only wins the game, but they also win the Stanley Cup. I'd like to thank the people here in Edmonton for their hospitality, and also like the people, thank the people at least who have worked on our television crew on WOR this season, in particular Bill Webb, and all the fine people at WOR Television for their support and cooperation. Without their work, these telecasts wouldn't be possible, and there's so many, many more people to thank as well. But we've got to get this in for Asta Sport. We're going to remind you that each of the players who have been selected as the Budweiser star have received a collection of their fabulous reversible fashion fleece coordinates. The original reversible fleece outfits in the United States, Asta Sport coordinates in 15 colors. They're available at selected Macy's and Bamberger stores. Again, the final scores, the Edmonton Oilers 5 and the New York Islanders 2. The Islanders are returning home tonight. This Edmonton team may not get home for a day or two.
I don't think so, Jiggs. I don't think they'll get out of the rink, and I don't think they'll want to leave the rink.
No, I quite agree. Mark Messier, again, I repeat, is your winner of the Conn Smythe Trophy, and the Stanley Cup is in the possession of the Edmonton Oilers. Final score, the Oilers 5, the Islanders 2. Stanley Cup champion New York Islanders hockey has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers and proud sponsor of the U.S. Olympic team. For all you do, this Bud's for you. By the Bank of New York, the bank New Yorkers call their own. Datsun Nissan, builders of high mileage, high quality cars and trucks for 50 years, available at your Datsun dealer. By the people of Eastern Airlines, they earn their wings every day. Express mail service from the post office. We deliver excellence for less. This game has been brought to you by your New York, New Jersey Buick dealers. When your New York, New Jersey Buick dealer gives you a price, believe it. By Mobil Super Unleaded Gasoline. Mobil Super Unleaded. It's really powerful. Tonight's game was produced by Bill Webb. Commercial coordinator, Curtis Reed. The associate director for tonight's game, Alexander Salman. Tonight's game has been brought to you through the facilities coordination of Vanda Communications. Now stay tuned as the New York Mets take on the San Diego Padres live from Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. This has been a presentation of WOR TV Sports.